Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to Martyn Lucas Investor for our reaction to Donald Trump, the new President of the United States of America. Extreme reaction. Lots of very dramatic statements were made today in a very powerful speech. Full disclosure, as you all know, I'm from the UK. I live here in Dallas, Texas. My studio is in Texas. I'm completely impartial. I'm a green card holder. I'm not one side of the aisle or the other. I'm just here to present the most honest, real, live information for you to protect and support and provide information to our members and investors. It's going to be a very, very extremely violent open to the bell this evening in 6 hours time from now. We will be there with it live. It will be running throughout the night, even though I'll be asleep. It will be running. The stream will be running. That's coming up at the end of this reaction live stream. This is the event that's happening tonight. This will go live at 7 o'clock tonight. Extreme live volatility when the market opens tonight at 7 p.m. Central Time. Expect extreme volatility, how you can navigate this, what you should and shouldn't be doing. This is not financial advice, but this is what I'll be doing. And I was preparing for this. I've already bought the dips. A lot of people are going to lose a lot of money tonight. A lot of people are going to get margin called tonight, already happening, and we're going to talk about it now. So there is the event that's happening tonight. You've all got the link. It's pinned to the top, so you can see that at the top there. As I finish this broadcast, it will automatically take you there as well. Now, I'm showing on the screen the official Trump crypto coin. Melania has one as well. As you can see, it's completely collapsed. It went up the moment it was released. A few people, everybody bought it. Of course, it went up, and a handful of people made money. Probably 99% would be the Trump family. They've just took all of everyone's money. Remember, I'm completely impartial. I'm just giving you the information as it stands. What happened was a lot of people bought this. They've all lost their money, more than likely never going to get it back. And it's a great, great shame, but there it is. What a way to start a presidency with a meme coin. Well, it was regarded, so we've got to give full disclosure. There are a lot of people who misunderstand what this coin was about. Donald Trump and Melania put on statements out telling everybody that actually it was a souvenir, a memento of the occasion. However, the reality is a lot of people bought into it and they've lost all their money. Will they ever get their money back? I doubt it. There's no value to this coin whatsoever. And there's more going to be released, so it will be diluted over time as well. So what happened was money went out of crypto that does something. Particularly, look, we are keen on XRP. People took their profits, bought this, it pumped up, and now everyone's stuck with it now. A handful of people took all the money. So be very careful if you are trading this particular crypto. Now, the market, as you can see, is not open yet. It opens in 6 hours and so. We'll be covering it live tonight. Expect extreme volatility, but we're also now going to talk about the reaction. Now, first of all, I want to apologize for everyone who asked me to cover on bank holiday, because I'm not normally here on bank holidays, asked me to cover the inauguration. Sadly, however, I had a copyright issue and it suspended the stream. I apologize. It's beyond my control. And all I can say is I'm sorry, but it was deemed that, I'd violated copyright, so they stopped my stream. So I'm sorry about that. I do apologize. I've taken a warning on my channel for it, and I am sorry that I couldn't bring you the broadcast. But the moment it went offline, I was watching it, taking notes to bring you my reaction, which is exactly what we're going to do now. So what did we learn? Well, we learned, no question about it, times are going to be very different. For good or bad reasons, extreme volatility will hit the market in 6 hours from now, unquestionably. What should you do? You should do absolutely nothing. Yesterday, when we came live, we told everybody, walk away from what was going on yesterday. Do not buy the Trump coin. Well, I think that's proven out to be accurate, right? Because that's now collapsed. Do not sell out of your XRP. Well, that was correct. It all bounced back. Be very careful. I would be doing nothing. I'd be waiting for confirmation of what we're going to get, policies and so on. But we already know a number of those policies. We know a number of those policies are going to be acted upon immediately. 100 executive orders. Now, we all need to understand what an executive order is. It doesn't put it into law. It's not been passed by the Senate, but it's the actions that the president would like to start, and then it goes to votes and so on and so forth. But it's very dramatic. It's very theatrical, but it's also very real as excuse me. Very real. And we have got some dramatic statements being shared in the United States. So let's break it all down. Very powerful stuff. Joe Biden had to sit there and take it as the past president. He had to sit there and listen to what Trump said. It was an amazing speech, whether you like Trump or hate Trump. It was a very dramatic and very effective speech. A lot was said in that speech, and most importantly, we have got an immediate action using the military as a state of emergency to go down to the Mexican border and seal it all up. There is no more tolerance. No one can enter the United States illegally. Of course, we're going to see how it all plans out, but that is it. State of emergency has been declared, and lo and behold, what's the word I'm looking for? Well, betide you if you enter the United States illegally. There's going to be zero tolerance. Also, Donald Trump said millions of people would now be deported from America. Millions. Immediately. It's already happening. A military have been called in to go across the country, pick up people. Again, how will this play out? Well, we don't know. Is there enough resources? Will they be able to find all the people that need deporting? How can you deport millions of people? What will happen in real practice? Well, we'll find out in the coming days. One dramatic statement was the United States, the Gulf of Mexico no longer exists. It's the Gulf of America. How is that going to be implemented? How will that actually work? Are you just going to say it? Is everyone going to change the law? Of course, it has to go through Senate and agreements. Is Mexico going to honor that? The Gulf of Mexico. All the people that take their holidays to the Gulf of Mexico. It's now the Gulf of the United States. Be very interesting to see how that comes about. What about if you are transgender, or you're gay, or you're lesbian, or any of the other different choices out there? That is now no longer an option or a choice for you. Wow, what a reaction that's going to get. There are only two sexes, male and female. That's what Donald Trump said. Okay, again, I want to reiterate, I'm not giving my opinions. I'm just giving you the news. I am a man, a male, simple as that. I'm not trying to cloud the issue here at all, just give you the facts. But Donald Trump has said no more wokeness, no more it's male or female, that's it, take it or leave it. What does that actually mean? What are people, what will happen if you are giving yourself different genders? What will happen? I don't know. Be very interesting to see. Also, did you notice the moment Elon Musk jumped up and down? Elon Musk was delighted. I'm sure China were thrilled with this one when he said that Mars will have the stars and the stripes, basically saying United States will own, effectively, that's what he's saying, Mars Will that be the next war, the war of the Star Wars? Well, there you go. America has said that Mars is going to be stars and stripes. Is it just passion and excitement? We're going to go there. Of course, they're going to go there with Elon Musk, an American company. But are they actually going to plant a flag and declare the Mars as the United States? I have no idea. What does it mean? But it's certainly going to fire everybody up. No question about that. We've got huge statements being made left, right, and centre, and do expect this evening to get extreme volatility. Now, I saw all of this coming. So what did I do? I bought the markets when they were down. I pleaded with everybody, please do not buy this market. Do not buy the pump. People didn't listen. Everybody bought official Trump and it's gone straight down. It has no value whatsoever. So if the markets dive tonight, which I've no idea which way they're going to go, they could do so and it won't bother me. I'll still be up and I'll just buy more. If they go up and it is the golden age, as Donald Trump says it will be, then we're golden regardless. But no one should be buying this market right now, in my opinion. People will buy, people will sell. In my opinion, you should be standing by, watching, waiting, assessing the damage, assessing what's good, what's not, what's true, what's not, and then waiting and seeing where we go. He's also said there will be sanctions. Now, I can tell you, just for being released in the last few moments, there is no sanctions put upon the UK. The UK have got away with it. There are no sanctions to the UK. Can't say so much for China. He also said that the Panama Canal is being controlled by China and we are taking it back. Well, so there you go. Is that an act of war on China? I don't know. We shall see. He didn't mention Greenland. He didn't mention Canada, but he did mention the Panama Canal. Just one moment.
Tony Bogards donated €10 through a super chat. Hi Martin, could you do an analysis on ARCH? Anytime soon?
Archer Aviation. Yes, I can. I will be doing reviews tomorrow in the show. Absolutely, Tony Bogards. I will put that on the list for you right now. And we've now got Vaz doing Ev tolls for you as well. That goes right to the top of the list. Is that Archer? ACH? I thought that was AC. ARCH. Let me just check that one moment. And let me just write that down. I just lost my thread now where I was going. Where was I? Archer Aviation. ACHR. AR. I'm not sure what you mean now. Arch. That might be something different. ARCH. There isn't an ARCH. Did you mean AR? Yes, ARCH. Okay. There isn't an ARCH. You're saying ARCH. I think, yes. I think you mean ACHR. Yes, that's right. Archer Aviation. Okay. I thought that was right. Was wrong. Yes, it's Archer Aviation. ACHR. Yes, I can. ACHR. Archer. And I should put $10 to that next to that one. So it goes to the top of the list. We'll be doing reviews tomorrow. Once we've got through all the volatility, I'm sure you can appreciate tomorrow's going to be extremely volatile. Thank you very much for your request. That'll go on the list for tomorrow. So we've got tariffs being placed upon other countries now. What's going to happen there? Well, Donald Trump is off now to sign those executive orders. You can see his coin going down to zero now. No, there's no value in it whatsoever. And I warned everybody yesterday, please do not buy it. And there it goes. Now, will people buy it again? I'm sure they will. Pump it up and down. Do not do that. It's Russian roulette. It would be absolutely crazy. It's not a great way to start, but he will say, and as he did say, and Melania said, it's not an investment, it's purely a souvenir of the day. Well, a souvenir of the day is many people just lost all their money, but then more fool them for buying it. We told everybody not to. It has no value whatsoever. Let me give you some of the key points. I'm going to bring now to you some of the key points. Just literally, this is changing second by second. So I'm going to give you this to you. Now, if you'd like to support this stream, I hope you do, please tap the like button and share it out to as many people as possible. This is my promise to you. It's Bank Holiday Monday. You asked me to go live. Unfortunately, we lost the main stream for copyright reasons, but we're back again now, and I'm doing this for you as you did ask me to, and actually gave me $100 in super chat. So please do tap the like button. If you tap the like button, it will share it out to people that are not aware that we are live. So if everyone could do that, should we have a bit of fun? Should we get 100 likes on it? I'm sure we can. We've got enough people. Let's do it right now, shall we? Let's see if we can do that. All right? Let's have some fun. 1 minute of this. Here we go. Okay, let's get it. Let's get 100 likes on it. See if we can do that. We've got 181 watching right now. 181 watching. Thank you very much indeed. 185. Let's get 100 likes. There we go. Smash the like button, guys. This is your Bank Holiday Monday special live stream covering what we've just heard from Donald Trump. So please do tap the like button. Let's see if we can get it up. We're up to now. Let's refresh it. We're starting out with 24 likes. We've got 181 in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're coming to 200 people now watching now, so we should get 100 easily. Let's have a look. We've now got 42. There we go. That's on the way up. Everyone tap the like button and let's get to 100 likes in the next 1 minute. There's now 193 watching. This is our special live reaction of Donald Trump and where the markets are going to go in just a few hours from now. 42, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There we go. Let's have a look. 58. We'll leave it right there. Now, sadly, I can see from some of the comments and some of the down likes, we've got some very ignorant people in here today that are already making a decision on the video before hearing the argument. I am not, and I repeat, I am not for or against Donald Trump. I'm completely impartial. Sadly, we got people here from both sides of the argument only wanting to hear their side of the argument. This is terrible news for America. It's not democratic. It's not intelligent. It's very uninformed. It's very silly. Some people said to me today, said, I do not want to watch the inauguration because I don't like Trump. Well, that's crazy. You need to know what's happening if you are an investor, if you're in the market. I've been warning everybody all day about Trump, official Trump.
TJ Molden donated $4.99 through a super chat. Do you feel the drill baby drill comments will drive Plug into the abyss and launch TPL? I'm conflicted. Cool face.
It will launch TPL. That's why we talked about it and why we said. I also said Plug. I mean, my message doesn't change at all. The message of Plug was it's a great technology, not a great business. It won't do it any good right now. You're absolutely right. All focus will be on drill baby drill. No question about it. So, you know, it's a great shame that we've got so many people here today not supporting the video because they only want to hear one side of the argument. This is not a communist country. This is a diplomatic country, and the purpose of my live streams is for healthy conversation, to protect and educate and warn everybody for good and for bad on every side of the aisle. So people have tuned in. They can see me showing the Trump coin going down, and it's like, he's against Trump. No, I am not. But if you don't spend more than 3 seconds paying attention and only look at the video as a comic book, then you've got the intelligence of a flea and you won't learn anything and you won't know anything, and you'll simply be running around chasing assets all over the place, losing your tail. Well, I'm trying to help people, and if you choose to ignore it, then that's on you. And quite frankly, I couldn't care less. You can't fix stupid. Anyway, so there you go. Let's carry on with more from what was said this morning and where the market is going to go. Trump inauguration. Trump launches attack on Biden in first speech as president. It certainly was. He was sat there, and it must have been very, very difficult for him to take. However, that's what you got to do. We've got to remind ourselves, though, that inflation is coming down. There's more people working. The economy is strong. GDP is strong. I'm not a Biden fan or a Trump fan. I'm neutral. But just remember that the stock market has had 2 years of growth, 2 bullish years. We've got inflation coming down, GDP going up, unemployment going down. Everything is pretty good, to be fair. So just saying.
Bar donated 50 Swedish krona through a super chat. Hey Martin. Hope you're doing well. Would it be possible for you to do a review of VWCE sometime? I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. Thank you.
You're very welcome, Bar. Right, 50 Swedish krona is about $5. So yes, you'll be about 10th on the list with that. Let me just write that down for you. Yeah, you're about 10th on the list. VWCE. $5. It's basically the same as 500 krona. $5. Let me just see what company that is, so I can confirm with you, because it may or may not be, as you're from Sweden, may not be one that we talk about very much. VWCE. Right. Okay. It's not on Robinhood. Let me go and look at it on Seeking Alpha. VWCE. It's not there either. So what is the name of the company? Because it's not showing anywhere. I need you now to give me the name of the company. I don't know what it is. I've searched in 2 places and there's no VWCE. So if you could give me the name of the company, it may have limited information because it might not be on the New York Stock Exchange. In fact, I know it's not. Or the NASDAQ. So it'll be very limited. But give me the name of the company and I'll come back to you in a few moments. All right? Okay. Let's carry on with our points today. So let's get back to this. Donald Trump has been sworn in as the 47th president of the United States. Let's scroll down. And we had a look at this coming in earlier. So we've already talked about the blitz of 100 signed declarations being done right now as we speak, and we've spoken about some of the main ones. Let's look down here. Let's look in depth. In fact, if I just refresh this, I might be able to get a slightly update. This is just a couple of minutes ago now. Here we go. Let me go right to the top. There you go. So just 14 minutes ago. Let me just zoom in to make it a bit clearer for you. Trump last-minute pardons disgraceful. Now, what do you think about this? Trump has said that in the last few minutes, he just said this, that some of Biden's pardons in the last few minutes of him being president, he decided to release, in Donald Trump's words, murderers from prison. What do you think about that? Oh, hang on. We've just got this out. This is just refreshed. So I'll be able to bring you this latest statement. I think I can get a bit bigger, can I? No, that's as big as I can go. All right, here we go. Let's read this out to you. This is interesting, this. It's Vanguard's All-World UT. Oh, I see. It's Vanguard's All-World ETF. All right, I'm going to write that down. Thank you ever so much, Bar. It's an ETF. Okay. Let me write that down then for you. Okay. There we go. I've written that down. Thank you very much indeed. All right, I've got that. Thank you ever so much indeed for that. That'll go on the list. And we'll start reviews again tomorrow. So let's just cover this as we watch the markets waiting for the open. I wouldn't be buying anything. I'd be very, very careful. Yeah, we are in full screen. Control plus scroll to zoom. Control plus scroll to zoom. Control. Hang on. What's this? What are you saying here? Control plus. No, that doesn't do anything. I'm already zoomed in. I think that's right. No, that doesn't do anything. I'm on a Mac. So control. Yeah, I think you mean control. You're saying control plus. Yeah, that doesn't do anything. It's a Mac. Anyway, thank you very much for giving me the tip, though. Control plus mouse scroll. Yeah, this is a Mac. Thank you, Green Money. I appreciate you're trying to help, but I think we're good. But anyway, that's as big as it goes. I don't think there's a way to make that any bigger. I mean, just have a look. I've never actually thought about making it any bigger. No. Oh, hang on. You can make it bigger. So what button is that? Look at that. You can. I don't think there's a short code though. Command plus scroll. Okay, let me just try this. I've never done this before. Okay. Right. Control. Let's have a look. Control. What was that? Command plus scroll. Command plus scroll. No, that doesn't do anything either. Just double. No, that doesn't work. I'm double clicking. Getting everyone giving. Shall I just run my show myself? And I know everyone's trying to help, but yes, we use Mac. It's command. Now I'm getting told it's command. I think I should probably just run my show myself. Command plus scroll. There isn't a button called scroll. And if you scroll on your mouse, it just goes up and down. So I'm not really sure. I'm pressing command. I'm zooming in. I don't know what that shortcut is. But no. Plus command. No plus. Just command and scroll. Yes, there isn't a scroll on the keyboard, so I don't know what you mean by scroll. And the mouse itself, if I scroll up and down and press command, nothing happens. Command and the mouse scroll. Yeah, I'm doing the scroll. I've got no mouse. I've got a trackpad. So I'm doing that. I don't know what anyone's saying to me. I think I just run the show myself. Control Alt Delete. It ain't that either. Scroll mouse on the mouse. Scroll mouse on. There's no scroll on a trackpad, is there? Or that scroll, okay? But if I press command, it just goes up and down. It doesn't do anything. Control. It's control. It's control. Look at that. Thank you very much. We got there in the end, but I kind of worked out myself in the end. Thank you very much. It's control. Look. In fact, it's quite strange because it doesn't affect it on the screen. Look at that. If I go to it, it doesn't actually affect it. That's weird. Hang on. It's not showing it. Even though I am zooming in, it doesn't show it zoomed in. Past a certain point. Yeah. I'm actually making it really big and it's not actually doing it on the screen, the broadcast screen. So it does it to that degree, but once I get there, I'm actually able to make it bigger, but it doesn't make it any bigger. So there we go. We're going to go back to the way I do things. I really love you all for trying to help me. I really do. But it doesn't work that way. When you're broadcasting, it doesn't allow you to change it. Anyway. So let's get straight to it. We're getting things coming in as quick as you like now. So here we go. Trump signs to officially begin the presidency. Donald Trump is now signing documents at the Capitol to officially accept the transition of power. That's happening as we speak. All right, let's scroll down and look at the analysis we just put together here. The ceremony was a tapestry of America, patriotism, religion, history, tradition, woven together, iconic, the peaceful transition of power in this great democracy. But the speech was Trump through and through. It was the speech his supporters expected. It was the speech his critics expected too. A humbling reflection of the awe of the office of the president. It was not so much, but it was a pledge to fix America his way. Now, remember, folks, we need to remind ourselves, other countries, you wouldn't be allowed to do this. The Trump coin is just going to zero. Please do not think now it's cheap. It's I'm not going to say this was a scam, folks. The reality is Donald Trump and Melania put a coin out as a souvenir. They've actually said in all correspondence, it's just a souvenir, not financial advice. I warned everyone last night when everyone was taking profit from XRP dumping it. That's why it was going down, to buy Trump, and it rallied up. A handful of people made money, mainly Trump and a few of his friends. Everybody else lost money, and now you're all out of the money and you're never going to get your money back. So please do not chase this. I tried to warn everyone about this last night. Let's carry on. Was it the America Carnage speech he delivered in 2017? It was a carnage speech, reformed certainly, but peppered with hope and promises of change. But his tone was precisely what his supporters want. Effectively, he said America is in chaos. It's broken. It's lawless. It's leaderless. It's corrupt. That's what he said. And it went down very well. I actually noticed when I was watching this that he got applause from everybody other than Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. I did notice that. And apart from when he said the war that has come to an end in Israel, they stood up for that because you couldn't really sort of say anything against that, could you? For Joe Biden had to sit through it all, a meter or two away, wondering surely how did all this happen? Can you believe it? Yeah, can you imagine being him? Would have been a very difficult moment, I would imagine. I would not have wanted to have been him, I have to say that. Let me just fix this a minute. I'm having a few issues here technically. All right. For American citizens, 20th of January 25 is Liberation Day. Yes, he's self-declared today is Liberation Day for Americans. That's some statement and a half. Oh, hang on a minute. I see something else here that needs fixing. Just bear with me. Since I've been messing around with this, I've buggered up my page. I'm in full screen mode now. This is what happens when I listen to everybody. Shouldn't have done that. Full screen. I think. Oh, bloody hell. It's shut my screen down. Just bear with me. I'm just trying to fix this. The thing is, when I broadcast, it has different rules than just what you can or cannot see. Anyway, I can't explain it now. Let me try and fix this. I apologize. Reload. No. I've got a few issues now. Just bear with me. For some reason, the page is not showing what I need it to show anymore. What on earth is going on here? Right. Okay. Okay. What? How can it do that? I've somehow zoomed in profiles. I'm really terribly sorry, folks. This has thrown me completely off. I've got a duplicate of screens and all sorts. Profiles, tab. Okay. I've got a bit of a technical issue now on my systems. For some reason, all my screens have zoomed in and I've lost half of my screen. Just please bear with me. I'm not quite sure how that's happened. I've got a technical issue here. I'll hopefully rectify shortly. But my main window has changed dimensions and everything else. What the hell? Okay. If you've just tuned in, I apologize. I've been messing around with Zoom controls, and now I've completely lost control of the broadcast. I'm really sorry about this. Settings. No, I can't get that back. I'm really annoyed now at myself for playing around with this. I might have to end this stream. I've got no control over my monitors. I know everyone's trying to help me, and I really appreciate it. But what you don't understand is I'm monitoring 14 screens and a broadcast software. And I know when you're on your computer at home, you zoom in one way and you zoom in another. And I appreciate that. But you don't appreciate how... You don't know what the setup I've got is. And I shouldn't have started to mess around live on the show. Now I've completely buggered it all up. Let me think. What am I going to do? I've got a reassign window. I've got 14 screens. That's the trouble. And now everything's all gone down the toilet. Displays. Just bear with me a second. I might have to reset these screens up. Main display, extended display, LED extended display. It's as if all the resolutions have all changed. I might need to reboot the system and come back later. Arrange. I really do appreciate everyone trying to help, but unfortunately, it's not really helping at the moment. Extended. Mirror. Stop mirroring. I've got no control over anything now. Right, have I got it back now? View. Toolbar. Okay. Okay, I've got it back now. We're back. I think I've got everything back to normal again. Thank you for your understanding. I appreciate the chaos there. It's not what I wanted, but I think I've got it back by reassigning the screens. Lots of screens that you can't see. So I think about it. Take your time, Bar. Thank you. I will not sell any of my stock. Seth Cochran, unplug and plug it back in again. Well, unfortunately, yeah, it wouldn't quite work like that, I'm afraid, as much as I'd like to. But I really do appreciate everyone's help. It's just, my setup isn't just a basic setup. There are lots of stuff that's going on. Anyway, I thank you all for your understanding and appreciation. Oh, yes. Can I have that, Leah? Is that a latte? Right. Look at this, folks. Just arrived. Look at this. From Sensei. Look at the size of this mug. Is that not awesome or what? They're signed by me. Look at that. Look at these. These are huge latte mugs. Absolutely fantastic. Look at that. Oh, this is the old mug. Get the idea? And we've got big mugs as well as latte mugs. So if you want a latte mug or a giant mug, they're really heavy. We brought a really nice, a really good quality product to you here. I'm really excited. Okay, so let's get to it. We've got information coming in now, so let's carry on. Thank you ever so much, whoever wanted to tap the like button. I really appreciate it, and I'm sorry for the confusion there. Anyway, back to the main market. It opens tonight. We'll be there live with you, all right? This is information just coming in now. So Donald Trump is now expected at what's called a congressional luncheon, a traditional dating from 1897. After this luncheon, Trump and his party are expected to view a parade from a stand erected in front of the White House on Pennsylvania Avenue. That's what's happening right now. You can see there's Barron. Look, there's he never looks happy, does he? Tim Cook never ever looks happy. There is Tim Cook next to Donald Trump Jr. Anyway. He'll then be heading to the Capital One Arena, where crowds of supporters are waiting. There he's due to sign a flurry of executive orders, which will enact some key parts of Trump's agenda instantly. Our U.S. correspondent, James Matthews, said this public signing is Trump making politics as performance art. Well, I suppose he is in a way. Trump will sign these orders, not in the White House, not over the space of days and weeks, but today. Matthews said, bringing abrupt, instant change for America in front of a victory rally. Well, how about that? Public signing is Trump making. Wow, so he's going to do it publicly. So that we're going to get images of this in a moment. If we get any footage that we can use, we will. Let me just bring you this little bit here. Look.
If you want to put it into terms, as the Republican Party has evolved now to the common man's party, no longer the business corporate party. It's now become the common man party.
This is happening now. I'm going to bring you segments of the news as we get it. Quite something special. We're going to see live signing of the executive orders happening today. Live. This is quite something. Quite something. Let me go. We're keeping an eye on this coin. It's going absolutely down the toilet. I hope. Did anyone buy this? Let me just do a poll here. Let me do a poll and see if anyone bought this. Start a poll. Did you buy the Trump coin? I want to see if anyone did, and then I'll ask if you made any money. Did you buy the Trump coin? Yes or no? There's no undecided, of course. Did you buy the Trump coin? Yes or no? Let's carry on. Thank you very much. Let's give you more news now. Let's have a look. Next one here. Here we go. Trump signs to officially become the president. We just covered all of that. I'm going to go down to some of the points that were made during the speech. And Joe Biden had to sit through it all. For American citizens, 20th of January is Liberation Day, Trump said to Roars. All the campaign catchphrases which propelled him into power were there. Fix the southern border, fix the economy, and drill, baby, drill. He pledged to remove woke from America, a society that is colorblind and is merit-based, only two genders, male and female. I'd love to know your thoughts on that. So how's that going to go down? But there you go. He said he would sign an executive order to restore common sense. Biden behind him laughed. There it is. Biden behind him laughed. The only time I spotted Biden measure success by the wars were ending in the Middle East. Yeah, we did see that. Other than that, he sat down the entire time. I really think it was not great to sit down when everybody else was standing up. I thought that was a bit sour. But anyway, that's just my opinion, what I noticed. American ships are not charged more, are not charged more at the Panama Canal, and the canal isn't run. Hang on. Okay, I think this is a fact check. Was helpful. Okay, American ships are not charged more at the Panama Canal. Donald Trump says that American ships are charged more, and they are not charged more at the Panama Canal. And the canal isn't run by China. He also said that the canal was run by China. We all heard it, and a fact check, it's not run by China. Just as well, because he said he's going to take it back. And if he did, of course, he'd be then declaring war against China, effectively. Trump said he would lead through dignity and power and strength. The first of those may be hard at times to square with the second two. Certainly, for liberal progressives who thought they were the future, this was a body blow speech. The stripping of social protections, the gender stuff, and the rhetoric against foreigners. If the 2017 speech was a carnage, today was purer. It was delivered with confidence he didn't have in 2017. The confidence of delivery. The total belief in the superiority of a United States led by President Donald Trump. Trump last-minute Biden pardons disgraceful. Donald Trump has branded as disgraceful the preemptive pardons issued by Joe Biden to protect some of Trump's perceived enemies. Earlier today, Biden pardoned former Republican politician Liz Cheney, former chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff Mark Milley, and former White House chief medical advisor Anthony Fauci. The pardon covered all politicians who served on the Congressional Select Committee that investigated the 6th of January 2021 storming of the U.S. Capitol by Trump supporters. It is disgraceful, Trump texted our U.S. partners network NBC News. He alleged, without evidence, many are guilty of major crimes. Trump has repeatedly called for the prosecution of his perceived enemies. In the aftermath of January the 6th of January, as they say in the UK, Milley called Beijing to reassure China of US stability. Trump, in a social media post, described the phone call as an act of egregious, gracious that in times gone by the punishment would have been death. Flippin' heck, that's strong. In December, Trump backed a call for the FBI to investigate Cheney over her role in leading Congress probe of the assault of the Capitol. Fauci often clashed with Trump during COVID-19 pandemic. Okay, but Biden left Trump a note in the White House. A short time before the inauguration ceremony began, Joe Biden was asked if he left Donald Trump a note in the White House. The former president said yes. When asked what he'd written, Biden said, "That's between Trump and me." Interesting. As we talk, we're starting to see a potential support bottoming of the official Trump coin. I can only suggest this is not financial advice. Please do not chase it. There's no fundamental value. Trump and Melania have both said this is not financial advice. This is not an investment opportunity. This is purely fun entertainment. However, it's okay when you're a billionaire. I don't think that really counts if you are a regular folk. I wouldn't be buying this at all. There's no fundamental value. It's like buying a souvenir. It's popping up and down, and let's just remind ourselves of where it's been already. Straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down. You're better off going to the casino. Please do not do that. The market hasn't opened. We're just hours away. So be very, very careful if you are considering trading this coin. Trump famously snubbed many of the handover traditions when Biden took over from him in 2020, but did leave a letter for the incoming Democrat. Okay. Any more news? And then we'll go back to the live news. So 7 key takeaways from Trump's speech as president. Donald Trump spoke for approximately 30 minutes in his inaugural address with remarks that matched the tone of his campaign. Here are 7 key takeaways from his speech. Biden. Trump attacked the record of the last administration, calling it an era of American decline. Capitol riots. He said the weaponization of the Justice Department would end, signaling a final nail in the coffin of investigations into his own conduct. Immigration. The president announced he would sign an executive order declaring national emergency at the southern border with Mexico. The government will begin returning millions and millions of criminal aliens, he said in apparent reference to the mass deportation program he campaigned on. Very interesting. How is he actually going to do that? We look at that with great interest. He said he would designate the cartels as foreign terrorist organizations. That opens up the military to go in and take over all of those cartels. That's interesting. Foreign policy peacemaker. Trump said he wanted to be a peacemaker and a unifier. Speaking of the wars, America would not get into as much as the battles it would win. He also said, by the way, and I'm trying to find information, that he would end the war in Russia and Ukraine within 1 hour. 1 hour has passed and the war is exactly the same. But I'm looking to find out any information. If anyone sees any information about the war in Ukraine coming to an end, please let me know. I'm keeping my eyes out for it. Anyway, it's not clear if US president has the authority to rename the Gulf of Mexico, as the area is considered international waters. That's correct. He announced that it would now be the Gulf of America. The Gulf of Mexico will be renamed Gulf of America, Trump said, and the US will take back the Panama Canal from China. Remember, China is not running the Panama Canal. And can he rename the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America? Well, I guess he can say anything. But will it be recognized internationally? It's international waters. I don't know how that's possible, but only time will tell. Tariff. Trump announced the creation of the External Revenue Service to tariff and tax foreign countries to enrich our citizens. Race and gender. I mean, this was a big one. There are only 2 genders, male and female, he said, adding, we will forge a society that is colorblind and merit-based. Drill, baby, drill. Energy. This should worry you if you are investing in solar and hydrogen. However, I've always said great businesses will always succeed. If they make money, and they'll always rise regardless of policy. Drill, baby, drill, said Trump as he promised to declare a national energy emergency. The administration will end the Green New Deal and revoke the electric vehicle mandate, he said. It was interesting because Elon Musk was just behind him when he said that. The latter refers to pollution standards for exhaust emissions issued by the Biden administration that were expected to halve them by 2032, encouraging the adoption of electric vehicles. You can watch back some of the key moments, blah, 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 blah. Okay, let's go up now to the latest stuff, the latest news. As it comes out, we can report as it comes out, and we can keep up to date with what's going on. So we've got some new posts. Here we go. Okay. This is just out. This is from the UK government. Starmer sends messages to Trump. Starmer is the British Prime Minister. So Keir Starmer has sent a message of congratulations to the new president, saying Trump has a long-standing affection and historical ties to the UK. We've just heard a few moments ago, actually, just before I came on air, that sanctions will not be put in place against the UK. That's a really big deal for the UK. And thank you very much, being, of course, British. So, I'm very appreciative of that. Since our first meeting in September, the president and I have spoken about the need to deepen and invest in the transatlantic relationship, he said. Starmer spoke of the historical collaboration, cooperation, and enduring partnership between the two nations. The special relationship between the United Kingdom and the United States will continue to flourish for many years to come. That is the Prime Minister of the UK. All right, just out 1 minute ago. Trump draws up list of Capitol riot pardons. This is an interesting one. So Trump and his new administration have prepared a list of pardons for people convicted of crimes related to the attack of the Capitol on January the 6th, 2021. Remember, a policeman died. It was a campaign trail promise, having called the violent riots by his supporters a day of love. NBC reporter Ryan Riley says there are 700 symbolic freebies who Trump could pardon without making such a practical impact. These are individuals who were never sentenced to prison in the first place, or they've already served their entire sentence. Some of them would get their voting rights and gun rights restored. Very, very interesting. Let me just see what this means down here. Okay, just reading what that means. Okay, so as we get new items from news, I shall bring it to you on the wire, and I will bring you the latest information as it comes in. All right, so let's now go over to you. Would you like to call in? Would you like to be on the show? Would you like to have your say? I'm going to open up the phone lines. If you'd like to call in to today's show, you can be on the show. Let me give everybody the link to call in. You don't require any software whatsoever. I handle all of it. It's done on a browser. So here is the link to call in if you wish to do so. For some reason, I'm completely losing myself. There we go. I found it. All right. martynlucas.com/live. There you go. If you want to be on today's show, have your say, there is the link. The password is LucasAids, uppercase L, uppercase A. We got breaking news just coming in. I'm going to bring you some more news right now as it breaks, so stand by. Here it is. Just come in seconds ago. Brand new news just come in. How Trump's second term could shape America. As Donald Trump is sworn in for a second term, they hear predictions. We've already heard that, so we don't want to go over that again. Or we could have a little listen, I suppose.
Coming up on the Daily with me, Neil Patterson, as Donald Trump becomes president for a second time, what can we expect from the next 4 years?
Donald Trump is...
No, we won't play that. We've already covered all that, so we'll leave that. We'll come back to here. The phone line is open. So if you want to call in, the link, that link has a password. It does. It's uppercase L, uppercase A, LucasAids 100. You can call in and have your say on today's show. All right. So if you want to call in, take part in this historic afternoon, historic day, you can be live on the show. I'm loving the latte mug, by the way. Look at this. This is the Martyn Lucas latte mug. Absolutely incredible. I've signed it. It's etched in the signature. There it is. And you can get one of these. Absolutely great. So I am loving it. If you want to get one of our mugs, it's underneath the here we go. Now, if you want to be on the show, you've got to be on camera and you've got to be a member of the channel. If you're not on camera and you're not a member, we won't permit you into the stream. So it's members only, and you have to be on camera as well. If you're not on camera showing your face, you can't be on the show. You'll just remain in the green room. Okay, let me give everyone the shop link. There's a shop link. If you want to get one of yourselves, get one of these mugs. Just out today, I've just received mine. Giant latte mugs or giant coffee mugs. Absolutely great. Double the size. I mean, look, that was our original mugs. Look at that. Everybody said you wanted a bigger mug. You've got a giant mug. I love this. For latte, I tell you what, it's absolutely brilliant. Coffee mugs as well. Love it. Right, let's bring everyone's comments on the screen now. If you want to be part of the show, you can call in. This is a really big day. We are going to cover the markets opening tonight. Can you spell the password? I don't need to. I've just put it in the chat for you. I'll give it to you again. There you go. There it is. There's the link. There's the password. Lucasades, LUCASADES 100. There is the link. Copy that as it's written. Copy and paste it. Uppercase L, uppercase A, and you can be on the show. You have to be a member. So when you call in, put your name that you're calling in on in the YouTube chat, and you can be on and you can call in. Will NVIDIA go to the moon tomorrow? Well, we've got Jensen, who's very upset about the whole situation with the restrictions that were imposed by Biden. Will Donald Trump reverse it? We're starting to see a little bit of support now for the Trump official token. My suggestion would be not to buy it. If we look at XRP, money was taken out of XRP last night. It's crazy, isn't it? 1 minute people say they love XRP, and then they dump it for a complete gamble coin. It's beyond me that people would do that, but they did it. So we'll keep our eye on XRP as well. But of course, we want to keep our eye on the Trump token today. It's not available. Melania isn't available on Robinhood. Right, let me read some of your comments. Bring you now into the show. Let me have a look. How far back should I go? All right. Please, Martyn, what coin supporters military? What coins support is military? Kindly help find out. I think is about the military. I think 5H. I'm not sure I understand your question. If you could repeat that. I lost on Trump coin, but I bought XLM. 80% of my viewers, I'm so proud of that. That means we're doing a good job. 80% of my viewers decided that it was not a good idea to buy the coins because 80% of you don't have it. So I'm really, really pleased that so many of you did that, which is really, really, really great. Yeah, I'm really, really pleased about that. Okay. I lost on Trump coin, but I bought XLM. Seriously, this is exactly why you are going to have to deal with 4 more years until you get a grip with reality. Seriously, this is exactly why you are going to have to deal with 4 more years. I don't understand Matt MC's comment. Never thought I'd see Leonard Peltier free. At least he can go home. Not sure I understand that either. Never bought I'd see Leonard Peltier free. Not sure that Fauci is a criminal. You don't pardon. Innocent people before any charges exist, said Mary Brufflet. So Gary has left without going to prison, said more monkey business. I'm not sure what that means. So I'm not really sure what that says. Namisha, Mary Brufflet, that's right. Why would you pardon someone if they haven't yet been charged unless they'll be sure to be found guilty? We've now got new security in place on the show. So if you call in and you're not allowed on the show, it automatically kicks you out every time that you call in. So we've now got new security in place. So if you've been denied before and you call in again, it will just automatically kick you out and you won't be able to call in. It will just keep kicking you out over and over again. So I don't get to see it. Thank God for that. We just put some new technology in place last night. Let's have a look. Alex, I have seen an interview of him. He will end the war in Russia within 24 hours because the person who asked him about it said if he was taking a side with Ukraine. Okay, well, we look forward to seeing what happens with that. Meteorocracy for the win. Meritocracy. I'm not sure I understand that comment. What do you mean, MSK? The phone line's open. Nobody wanted to call in, so we're going to close the phone line. Nobody wanted to call in, so the phone line is now closed. So you can't call in now. I've closed the phone line. XRP. We are watching it closely. So I wonder if the pardon even holds any grounds, since there were no charges to be pardoned from. It's more a theatrical entertainment. Savage, what it does is apparently it gives them the right to own a gun and the right to vote, because apparently that was taken away during this procedure. So there you go. Starmer, the granny harmer, says Namisha. I'm not sure I know what that means. Keir Starlin, people that don't like Keir Starmer, I guess. I don't think so. Trump did not invite. Oh, okay. Here we go. Breaking news on Ukraine and Russia. This is just out. Trump will want swift Russia-Ukraine deal, but no one that gives Putin, but not one that gives Putin the win. This is just out, okay? Just seconds ago, Donald Trump will want to strive a deal for Russia, the Russia war in Ukraine, that brings him a win for ending the fighting, but without also giving a victory to Vladimir Putin. Crucially, any statement must be acceptable to Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky, who has spent the past few months working hard to impress the value of Kiev as an ally upon the incoming US leader and the global menace posed by an emboldened Moscow. Such a tricky act after almost 3 years of all-out war, hundreds of thousands of casualties and millions of Ukrainians displaced from their homes will require careful, patient diplomacy. This is breaking news just come out. This was not always a feature of Trump's first term in office. This is his unpredictable, forceful style could bring something yet new to the table. That enables the two warning sides to compromise in ways that had previously seemed impossible to imagine. In a sign of reality biting, previous claims by Trump that he could end the conflict in a day have become less binding. General Keith Kellogg, his envoy to Ukraine and Russia, now says he hopes to secure a deal within the first 100 days of a Trump presidency. So there you go. We are getting a dilution already of Trump's policies, and he hasn't sat down in the White House yet. That's just out. We're now moving to the first 100 days. Pivotal US role. Washington has unprecedented influence over the course of the war. US military support to the Ukrainian armed forces have been pivotal in enabling them to withstand Putin's initial full-scale invasion, launch counter-offensives, and continue bloody battles in the east and northeast of the country, as well as initiating their counter invasion into western Russia over the summer. Okay. Any decision by Trump to reduce the flow of US weapons, ammunition, and money would deal a devastating blow to Ukrainian chances or even holding the line, let alone rejecting Russian boots off their soil. European and other Western allies, despite strongly backing Ukraine, lack the military strength to fill the huge void that would be left by the US ending its support. It means that the new president decides on Ukraine will affect the fighting, whether the Ukrainian president and his troops like it or not. But the incoming US commander-in-chief, strongly criticized during his first term for being too pally with Putin, will not want to force any kind of compromise on the Ukrainians that will look to the outside world as a win for the Russian leader. This has just happened in the last few minutes, okay? President Putin had initially wanted to capture the whole of Ukraine and install a puppet government sympathetic to Moscow. There is no sign he has reduced that ambition, though he has made fully seizing the eastern regions of Donetsk and Luhansk in the Donbass, as well as Kherson and Zaporizhzhia in the south of a core goal, along with guarantees Ukraine will not join NATO. Where could a compromise lie? Such a land grab, while significantly reduced from the whole of the country, would still be nothing more than a win for President Putin. But perhaps he could be left on to freeze the front line where it stands today. There you go. There's the map of where we are today. For Ukraine, its president for a long time would only conceive of forcing all Russian troops off his territory, including Crimea and swathes of the Donbass that were captured following Moscow's first invasion in 2014. However, Zelensky, in an exclusive interview with Sky News in November, for the first time said he might be open to freezing the war along the current front lines, provided that the rest of Ukraine under his government could control its given NATO membership. Understandable. The two seems very unlikely. Trump has even agreed with Putin's view that NATO membership for Ukraine would be unacceptable provocation for Russia. Yet again, maybe a compromise could be negotiated between Kiev and Moscow that would see NATO troops, including British forces, deployed to Ukraine to secure the front line, maintain the ceasefire, and deter future Russian attacks. So we've just found out then that it's not going to happen in the first hour. It's not going to happen in the first day. Now we are down to the first 100 days. So already we're getting some dilution on Trump's claims that he's going to do on day one. So that we shall watch that, and we shall see how that progresses. As news breaks, I will bring it to you. We are getting some support now, as I said before, on the Trump token. I strongly suggest not buying this. Money's being taken out of quality assets to buy this, to gamble on it prior to the open of the market this evening. We will be there live for you this evening. I wish everyone the very best. Let me go back now to the comments live on the show. Let's see what we got. Let's have a look here. Let me read some more comments. We've got this comment from Namisha. There we go. There are exactly two genders, male and female. That is Namisha's comment, and that is what Donald Trump has said today. If you are anything else, it's not recognized. There are male and female. That is it. And we're sick of it. We're getting on with it. There's no more of that. So that's what was said today by Trump. There you go. Cheers, Martin, says James 007. Trump will make the economy better, but it won't happen in one day. The white feather. Well, time will tell. But remember, GDP is up. Inflation's down. We've had 2 years of a bull market. So the economy is doing very well, nicely. You may have noticed as well, Elon Musk was extremely happy today when Donald Trump announced that we're going to have the Mars. Mars is going to be the United States of America. That will, of course, fire up China and enemies around the world. Breaking news. We got some breaking news just out this exact second. Grinning Elon Musk tells the crowd how awesome it would be for the US to reach Mars. I was just mentioning that. Elon Musk is now speaking, telling supporters, it is thanks to you that the future of civilization is assured. I wonder if I can go live to that report. It's not on. Is it on here? Let's have a quick look in.
Set out his priorities.
It doesn't seem that Elon Musk is speaking right now, even though this has said it's happening as we speak. I will just go and hold it here in case he's talking here. Let's have a look. Just give me a moment for this, the opening credits to roll. We might have live footage of Elon Musk reporting this. If not, I will bring it to you anyway. Let's see if we go. They're just doing all the headlines. There was Biden leaving the White House for the last time. You can see how cold it was there today. It was the right thing, I think, to have done to have decided to bring it inside. Okay, I don't know if we're going to get. Let's see if we do. Let's see if we get the going live to Elon Musk. No. So what I'm going to do is go back to my report. what I'm sharing with you now. Here we go. So in the last couple of seconds, Elon Musk is now speaking, telling supporters it is thanks to you that the future of civilization is assured. An animated Musk, the founder of SpaceX, grins as he asks how awesome it would be for the US astronauts to plant the stars and stripes on Mars. Incredible, isn't it? And we're going to take Doge to Mars, he says. Doge to Mars. That's interesting. So this is breaking news. Just happened. This is stuff. Let me bring you this breaking news then. Doge. Let me go and have a look at Doge. Is that moving? DOGE. Doge isn't doing very much at the moment, but this has just happened. Most crypto gamblers don't really pay attention to instant news like this. This is just broke. You might find this interesting if you are an investor. Dogecoin, Elon Musk has just been quoted saying Dogecoin is going to be the currency of Mars. You heard it here first, live there from Elon Musk himself. All right, let me just see if Elon is speaking. Is this live? This was earlier, so we've already heard that. We'll go back to this story. What a story that is. Okay, that's all we've got on that. That's all we've got on that. Yep, we're going to take Doge to Mars, he said, referring to the Department of Government Efficiency. He will now head up, skipping slightly to the side of the podium. He imitates planting a flag in the ground. He says, can you imagine how awesome it would be to have American astronauts plant the flag on another planet for the first time? Okay, so we're waiting for our next breaking story to come in. This is an historic day, of course, and I want to cover as much of this as possible. Would you like to call in? Okay, let me turn on the phone lines again. If you want to call in, here is the link, martynlucas.com/live. There it is. The password is LucasAids100, uppercase L, uppercase A, 100. LucasAids, uppercase L, uppercase A, 100. Okay, so if you'd like to call in, the phone line is now open. So what you need to do now is refresh the screen. If you were looking on the call in button, you'll need to refresh the screen if you want to call in. But watching Dogecoin right now, and let's see what it does. Let me go back to the other token that we're watching, which is Trump, Trump. Trump. There you go. This is collapsed since we had the initial announcement. Alex is tuned in. We've got a guest on the show. Let me put you, Alex, in guest spot number 1. Alex would like to call in. Alex joined me the other night, which was wonderful, by the way, on the concert. Did really enjoy that. So let's bring him in. Alex, lovely to have you here. Alex, I noticed you haven't got yourself one of our giant mugs. You need to get one of these, mate, if you're going to call in and be on the show. Alex, I like the headphones. Bright green. I love it. Green for make money, right? Alex, how are you today?
Absolutely. First of all, thank you for having me. I know
Pleasure.
I've been spamming a lot of the messages. But it's a very interesting conversation, to be honest. Like, a lot of things have happened today. Like, we've got Elon Musk from the one side, being excited about what Trump said about Mars, which will give him an opportunity about SpaceX, correct?
Correct.
So one thing that I noticed, I've read, it was about, what's it called? Hedera, HBAR, the crypto coin.
So what's it called?
It's called Hedera, HBAR.
Oh, H-bar.
H-bar, yeah, sorry, apologies.
No, not at all.
So I've read a comment that they say that they cooperate basically with SpaceX, NVIDIA, and other big, basically, not factories, I wouldn't say factories, but companies. So by giving him the chance with Mars, with SpaceX, right, is that going to affect the H bar?
It's a good question. And I'm going to disappoint you, I think, by saying the person you should speak to is Sensei. He's our technical specialist on XR, on crypto. That's not my field of expertise. And he'll be back on his son. He'll be calling into the show maybe today, or or certainly this week, if not back on Sunday. So I'm going to defer your question about that. I have no knowledge on H bar. I'm terribly sorry.
It's all right. It's all right. I'm still new on H bar, to be honest. I've just been reading loads of things, and at the same time, you're trying to avoid like fake news, and which is correct, and all this is putting a little bit of stress. But yeah, a lot of things have happened today, especially with the Panama Canal. Somebody, I think, said that it belongs to China, and then Trump is going to take it back. Did I read wrong?
That's correct. It doesn't belong to China. China is not running Panama Canal, no.
So is that going to affect the relationships between USA and China? And at the same time,
I would say, whether you love Trump or hate Trump, we'd all have to agree he has a very specific negotiating style. He likes to make a bit of noise. It's not always accurate. We've done a few fact checks this morning. Not always fully accurate. China know full well that they're not running the Panama Canal, so they're not concerned about that. If he wants to say he can say what he likes, right? But it is a concern, but to say that they're running the Panama Canal is silly because they're not. I don't think it'll affect their relationship at all. I think they understand how Trump works, and they're just going to disregard it. It's not a threat to China because they're not running it.
Okay. Do we know what chances is given as a profit to USA by running the Panama?
Well, I think it's more to do with security than trade. We've just done a fact check and shown you that he was saying that American ships are paying more to pass through it, which is bad for our economy. Fact check is they're not. So that's not true. I think he's concerned, though, about security going forward with the way the world is, with wars going on and Russia and China and everybody else moving their pieces around. It's why he's talking about Greenland, because that's access, right, to other areas of the world, and he wants to control it. And a couple of days ago, I was listening into Donald Trump Jr. being in Greenland with Greenlanders, and they like the idea of America being their new best buddy, or owning them, if you like, because then they get the protection of the United States, because Greenland on their own could be, and anyone can walk straight through there. There's no issue. And having the security of, America, technically owning you, if that was the best way to put it, gives them security. And I can agree with that. I think most people would, right? If you're a vulnerable country or a vulnerable region, if you suddenly get the United States sort of taking care of you, it gives you some security. But
yeah, definitely.
But also you've got the question: do Greenlanders want to be Americans? I mean, this morning he was saying that we're going to say that it's the Gulf of America, not the Gulf of Mexico anymore. Well, how do you feel if you live there? Do you care? Are you bothered? I personally wouldn't want him to say England is now called America. I'm English. You probably wouldn't like to be. You're from Sweden. Am I got that right?
No, I'm from Greece. But I live in
Greece.
UK.
Yeah. Imagine Trump said tomorrow that there's Greece is in between two of our enemies, so we're gonna take on Greece tomorrow, and Greece is now a part of America. You probably wouldn't like it because you're Greek, right? You probably would say, Definitely. Get out of it. I don't know. It's a lot of noise at the moment. We shall see how it all pans out. I think a lot of this is threatening to come in for have a good, strong negotiating tactic, but I don't think that's going to happen. There was no mention today about Canada. There was no mention about Greenland today. That wasn't mentioned in the speech. So we shall see. I mean, what do you think about what do you think about immediately a state of emergency, sending the military down to the front line, if you want to call it now, the front line, Mexico. No one comes over the border now. That's it, finished. And millions are going to be picked up that are now in the society of America, women and children, not just criminals, not just bad people, but, just people that are going about their business. Perhaps they're illegal. Perhaps they haven't done the processes correctly like I did when I came here. I went through the processes, paid a lot of money, went through all the legal positions and so on. Maybe they are illegal, but got to remember, women, they're still women and children and other people. They're going to be picked up and just taken out. I mean, can you see that happening?
I think due to the history that Greece has, and we had lots of people coming in for a better future.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I did the same coming to UK.
Yeah.
But in the back of my head, I was thinking I need to be legal. Thankfully, I knew how to basically move around the system and everything.
Yeah.
And other people don't have that advantage, let's say.
Yeah.
I think by going into houses, just knocking the door and just forcing things because you have power, I don't think it's the correct way to handle the situation. I believe, because he's a businessman, right?
Yeah.
And I like that he's a businessman.
Yeah.
But I think forcing with power, you don't gain things. You kind of put yourself into vulnerable, because if you want to have people to be scared of you, personally, I don't think that's a good thing.
No, I think you're right, because if you think about it now, with what's been going on in the in Ukraine and Russia and so on and so forth, also in Israel and Gaza, by bombing people, all you make, and using force, all you make is future enemies. Because if you kill my mum and dad, and I'm a child, right? I'm a small child, and you kill my mum and dad, right? I grow up angry, and I find out as I get older who killed my mum and dad, and they say, well, the Russians came in, or the Israelis came in, or the Americans came in. You're naturally going to feel a little bit of a grievance towards them, right? Makes common sense,
Definitely.
Right?
You
However,
feel that you hate.
Yeah, exactly. So if we knock on millions of doors today, I mean, he's saying it's happening right now. And I bet you it is. I bet you there's some people today, we're going to see news clips later on of, soldiers turning up at people's houses, banging on doors, picking people up. It's going to make awful TV, very dramatic and unpleasant to watch. But we've also got to look at both sides of it. And I we've got an issue in America right now, as we have in Greece, as we have in Europe, as we have it all over the place. People are moving around undocumented and without going through all the proper channels, right? Getting yourself registered, doing all the right stuff. And I made a suggestion. It was a kind of a joke, really, but kind of serious as well. In Great Britain, we have an issue with people coming across the channel from France. Happens every day. People get on boats illegally, they come over. Now, we've been discussing this for ages, getting nowhere. Doing it the nice way, getting nowhere. Well, it doesn't work, does it? And the people on on the coast are sick and tired of people just turning up, and it never going away. The problem just doesn't go away. And I said, and I made a suggestion: if the Royal Navy, which used to be the greatest navy in the world when it was a British Empire hundreds of years ago, so we're quite good at defending an island. If we put our ships in the English Channel, and we made a statement, and we gave everybody plenty of warning, so you can't say you didn't know, and we say, right, this time next week, at this time, on this time, this day, this time, if you get on a boat and you cross the English Channel, we're going to blow you up. Let me just clear that away from your face. I apologize for that. Yeah, we're going to blow you up, right? We're going to fire a bomb at you if you cross the channel, right? And then they do. They've had warning after warning. You told them what time, what day, and then somebody gets on a boat, some women and children, and you blow them up. It would be a humanitarian disaster. People all around the world would go, that was terrible. You just murdered, cold blood, innocent women and children. Be terrible.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, definitely.
But it would never happen again, would it?
No, because then we create like
People
a
would
fear.
know. Yes, they would go, if you do cross the channel, you're going to get blown up. You now have to do it right. You have to apply to do it properly. You can't just get on a boat and go across. It would stop it. Now, someone made the suggestion, why don't they do the same thing in the Rio Grande? Fill it with piranhas and crocodiles. We don't even need to shoot anyone. We'll let the crocodiles and the piranhas do it. All right? And there it would be. You'd literally have it solved overnight. Now, on day one, you've got mass murder and it's terrible and awful. But remember, everybody doing it was told that's what's going to happen. You chose to do it. You were given warning. You still did it. It would end it. And if you think about it, that's exactly what happened to end the Second World War for America. America dropped a bomb on Hiroshima. Second World War ended. And what's really funny, me and Leah, my wife, talk about this a lot. We often say this. The Japanese people who you'd think would hate the rest of the world, hate America, are the most respectful people in the world. Amazing. They love America. So isn't that incredible? So you think about it, if Donald Trump says tomorrow, well, today, we're shipping everybody out, and if you come over the border, that's it, your life's over. Starts off very dramatic, but you were told, you were warned, doing it nicely doesn't work. It's no different than saying if you commit murder and you're convicted, you are getting the death penalty. Not we're going to put you in prison and we might let you out in a few years. You will die. Then if you kill someone, you know the price to pay. I don't know. I mean, it's brutal, it's scary, it's horrible, but if people don't behave themselves and don't respect the laws, now you're being forced to do it. Is that a bad thing?
I mean, it's a choice. Like, if you are undocumented or anything, like, you are living your life in a risk, knowing that something is going to happen, like the government might kick me out or anything like that. But I believe that being into 2025, and I know it's in a paradise world what I'm going to say, but if we could find a solution and allow people to have an opportunity to start over, because having a war, to be honest, in your country is not a nice thing. Like, you're trying to go somewhere for your kids, to build a future for your kids, because parents are like that. They are thinking first priority is my kid. I know it's not ideally to put army to have your border safe, but at the same time, I get where they're coming from. Having undocumented people, you never know, like, if they're terrorists or criminals or anything like that. You have no background. So they have to force something.
Yeah. I mean, we need to remind ourselves, to be completely fair as well, that, lots of terrorists, bad people are already in the country that were born here.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
It's not always, it's very easy to say, everyone who comes over the border, they're all the terrorists, they're all the murderers. Well, we can go through history and we can show you lots of terrorists and bad people were born here, whether it's England, Greece in your case, or America. So to say they're all from Mexico and blame Mexico from everything is not true at all. I believe the person that did all the killings in New Orleans was in the military and is a US resident. He was born in the United States.
Oh, definitely. He knew how to handle a gun. Definitely.
Yeah. Well, there's another thing, right? In America, it is legal and you are allowed to do this. If someone comes into your house uninvited, I'm sitting here now and someone comes through the front door, bang, I can shoot them. How about that? Can't do that in England, but you can do that in America. Is that right?
Yeah, I've been told, because I had a previous situation happen here, and I've been calling the police, but police couldn't do a lot of things. Like, what's the point of having police if they can't protect you?
Right. Well, surely I should be able to protect my house. I'm not out on the street having an argument. I'm in my house, minding my own business. Somebody comes through my front door, which means they're breaking in. This is my property. In America, you are perfectly allowed to shoot them. And when I first came to America, I thought, bloody hell, that's a bit strong. I don't think that's right. And then I thought to myself, well, you decided to come into my house. I didn't invite you. You crashed through the front door. I don't have to ask you to leave. I don't want to get into an argument with a villain. Just going to shoot you, and that's it. So and everyone in Texas has a gun like that. So come through the house, smash through someone's front door. You're probably going to get shot. That's a good idea, isn't it? You're not sure. You're not. But why? But what excuse could you give someone who accidentally fell through your front door? You can't fall through someone's front door, can you?
No, absolutely no. Like if you go to someone that you don't know and you go into your front door, like you ask for it. You ask for it coming. But at the same time, I don't think guns protect people, but I think it's a little bit misunderstood about the guns. Like people kill people, not guns kill people. Like the gun cannot shoot on its own.
No, true.
It's not a robot or anything like that.
Yeah, true.
But I believe some people, they think about like, okay, they give me the law, I'm protected, I have a gun in my house, whoever comes in, I'm not giving any chance or anything like that. Yeah. And I'll just play like the jury executioner and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but why? Yeah, I know what you're saying. You've just killed someone. You've committed murder. You've become like you say, the judge, the jury, executioner, all in one. However, there's no argument to debate. Someone came into your house with no good intent. You don't break into someone's house to bring them a Christmas present and say, I love you. You did it knowing you're doing something wrong. And why should the person in their house have fear and maybe lose their lives? And, why should they even have to consider why you're doing it? They shouldn't have to. It's an undisputable, undeniable action which you forced. And, it's simple as that, really. So, after being in America for a while, I've come to realize, you know what? Fair enough.
It's the same thing with investments, to be honest. Like I've been watching some of your YouTube videos and like you recently uploaded just to give us an update, which we thank you for that, by spending your time to do live streams, giving us updates, covering the inauguration with Trump. I've seen a little bit of hate, and what I didn't understand is like I personally bought XRP at the price of 3.27, I think. I knew I was late because I didn't get the opportunity back in the 30 cents or 50 cents.
Yeah, sure.
And if the market goes down by 50%, 30%, 80%,
yeah,
I made that decision. I chose through my analysis, my strategy, my news, like everything that you gather around to do an investment.
Yeah.
And people like, I believe, they choose the easy way. That I've seen Martyn on YouTube. He said this, and okay, now I'm down 50%. I'm gonna blame him. But you chose to do it. Like you chose to gather information, and you didn't do a full analysis or gather more information. So I believe in people make choices.
Yeah. It's people don't want to be responsible for themselves, and it's quite funny when people say they follow me, because I don't think many people here, if anybody, only buys the S&P, and I'm always up. I'm always making money. So if you were following me, you'd be up, you'd be making money. I can't buy a different version of the S&P. I don't have like a behind the scenes, I get a discount on it. We're all buying the same stock, the same prices at the same time, if you truly are following me. And I'm never losing money, and I'm always going up. So if you're really following me, you're not, are you?
True.
Makes me laugh.
And you were correct by saying, to be honest, on that you kind of like saved me. Like before I was trading, and as I told you before on the Friday live stream, I've been studying on my own. Like I've been spending my own money to read books. I've been spending I've met people that they try to take advantage. Like when I first got introduced into crypto with Bitcoin, that was 7 years ago. And I went into a group of in America that they have, and they said to me like, I'm gonna give you access into platforms. We can teach you things, like we can give you knowledge and everything. Everything sounded so good that I was brand new into like the stock market and crypto market, and I spent 250 because that was my choice, by the way. That I was like, okay, what can I lose? It's a risk. People make mistakes. We learn from it, and you move forward. So I paid them $250, and then next week they turned around and said to me like, okay, if you want to continue with us, with our group, you need to pay us $250 every month.
Oh dear, oh dear.
So I'm like, okay, fair point. And at the same time, we went into a Zoom call, and they said, unless you find 2 people every month, so they can
pyramid
pay for you.
scheme. It's a pyramid scheme.
Yes. So I was like, okay, what's going on? Like,
Yeah.
that's definitely a scam, you know. So I stopped it straight away. So I decided to find books, read on my own, how to read charts. And if I remember correctly, you said that no matter how much you read, no matter how much you analyze the charts, no matter everything like that, what's really important is that you are gathering information from CEOs. Like you have like really good relationships. And on Friday as well, on afternoon time here, you asked, what's his name? Sebastian, I think, the guy who didn't want to sell his profit, take the profit back.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what kind of investment is that? Like, if you are getting $50,000 and then the market goes down minus 50, why do you want to lose? Because you said you don't want to lose even $1. I'm the same.
No.
I don't want to lose money.
I don't lose money. No, don't lose money.
It's crazy.
Well, especially when you consider that he has bought a speculative asset, XRP, no matter how good you think it is, it's speculative, right? Doesn't produce any money. We can't look at the balance sheet. We can't go to the CFO, the chief financial officer, and go, how many iPhones did you sell this year? How much profit did you make? What's your debt position? And how many you like to sell next year based upon knowledge and experience and facts and good management? You can't. It doesn't exist. It's a popularity contest. We all know potential implementation of the technology with the banks and how those system will work. However, the native coin is not that. That's just the T-shirt, the souvenir. And people got upset by me saying that, going, "Oh, I'm buying something much more than just a souvenir." Well, you're not really, because it's no real difference than what we see today with the official Trump coin, up and up, straight back down again, because it doesn't do anything. It's a souvenir. Now, that's a meme coin. It does nothing other than a souvenir. Doesn't have any technical benefits as XRP does, but it's still unproven and it's still not making any money for anybody just yet. Ripple hasn't even IPO'd yet. You can't buy it as a publicly traded company yet. And the coin will always be the souvenir of the system, not the system itself. And I said to him that he had made 35 years of the S&P 500, the 500 best companies in the world. And remember what a company is, right? It's not a product. It's not a product. If you go on Shark Tank or Dragon's Den in the UK and you walk into the investors, intelligent, successful, experienced, long-term investors, and you say, give me money as an investment, buy into my business, and you show them a product, not a business, the first thing they'll say is, get out of here. A business is a business because of the management, the company, the people that run the business. Can you take your product or ideas or services and make them profit, and then have enough profit to be able to return to an investor? A product is not that. And he had beaten 35 years equivalent to the 500 best businesses in the world, not best products. And that's not enough because it might go up again and it might go up again. Well, that's like going into a casino, betting on red. You get it right 10 times out of 10, and then you go put it all on it again. Well, in a minute, you're going to lose. It's just inevitable. 50-50 every time. In a minute, you're going to lose. Definitely. So to not take profit is crazy. I'm not saying it's stupid, because if he feels it's going to go up, then that's his choice to think that. But I wouldn't do it. I think that's crazy because I don't lose money. He even said, I don't care. I'm going to ride it. Well, to me, that's like, some people pay for the thrill of gambling. They think it's fun. I don't find it fun. And I'll tell you a true story, Alex. I have done this twice in my entire life. At Christmas, my mate Mark over in England, we did it twice. I think it was Boxing Day. It's December the 26th, day after Christmas Day. We went to a casino, and we went in, Grosvenor Casino in the UK. There's a chain of them. And I went in and I put $5 on blackjack. And I put it down, and I lost it straight away. Boom, I got it wrong. I bust. I got 22, more than 21. So I'm bust. The house wins. I said, I'm done. That was rubbish. I did not enjoy that feeling at all. And I wouldn't have enjoyed it that much if I'd won, because it would just be like, I don't know what I do now. Do I do it again? I mean, what happens? I hate owning an asset or a stock that's hundreds of % up, knowing I have to sell it because it could go back down again. I don't want that fear. That's why I own businesses that if they're up, they're down, it doesn't matter. I'm not bothered. I don't have to sell it. Well, you do have to sell something that doesn't do anything, because unless you just want the thrill of going up and down, I mean, you have to. And a few years later, Mark said, should we do it again? And a few years later, we went to the casino again. I did it again. And the same result, I lost again. I said, I'm never doing this again. I know some people will win, some people will lose, but it's a rubbish, that feeling. But you got to remember, some people pay for that feeling. They think that's exciting. Not for me. I don't find that exciting. I'd rather spend $5 and have a nice cream bun or a packet of chips or something. Not a thrill of losing money. I don't find that entertaining at all. So it's not for me. And I think there's a gambling element to all of this with what Sebastian was doing. I think he's enjoying the thrill of it all. But there you go.
I kind of think that because he was upset about the Bitcoin, I kind of think that he feels that XRP is going to become like Bitcoin, because he lost the chance to sell it at 100,000, which is now. I kind of feel it.
Yes. He's taken on the past experience and putting it emotionally on the new experience, and that's the worst thing you could do. Stay on the line. I've got some breaking news just coming in. Just a few seconds ago, Panama's president. The canal is and will continue to be ours. Remember, Donald Trump says he's taking it back. It's Chinese run, and he's going to claim it back. The president of Panama has responded to Trump's declaration in his inaugural speech that the U.S. will take back the Panama Canal from Chinese control. Jose Raul Molino rejected any notion of Chinese influence, saying there is no presence of any nation in the world that interferes with our administration. His statement added, the canal is and will continue to be Panama's, and its administration will continue to be under Panamanian control with respect to its permanent neutrality. That's breaking news just out. So there you go, Alex. We said there's no run of, it's not Chinese. Chinese doesn't run it. Donald Trump says we're taking it back. I mean, we're a few hours in and we're picking things out now. In 1 hour, it was going to end the war in Ukraine. That's not now going to happen. Then it was a day. Now it's 100 days. We've got the Panama Canal, which was Chinese. It's not. They're going to take it back. Apparently they're not. But again, remember, that's Panama saying that. Trump can still invade it. But there's no way, politically, there would make no sense for America to invade Panama. That would be pointless. I don't think Canada, America are going to invade Canada. I don't think they're going to invade Greenland. I think it's all a bit of noise at the moment, but we shall see. But, what do you feel about that?
I don't know why is he doing that. I don't agree always with Trump. Like politically, I'm staying out. Like I'm not so informed about politics because most of the times, some people they don't accept your opinion, and you end up into arguments, and you want to avoid all this noise. But for me right now, he's 2 out of 2 out. Like Ukraine with Russia didn't happen in an hour. Then he said in a day, didn't happen. Now we're saying about 100 days. To me, that kind of shows like a weakness to him. Like people are not taking him serious.
Yeah, it does see. It's human behavior, and I see the same addictive, blind ideology on this channel. People buy something, a crypto coin, and you say anything against it, they don't even want to have a discussion. There are people who will follow leaders of both sides of any argument blindly. We're trying to provide a channel which gives everyone the chance for healthy conversation, healthy debate. We often talk about, I use an example, if you walk into a library, you don't just go to the right, you go to the left. You see both sides of the argument so you understand what's true, what's not, and you make an informed decision. You don't go, well, Biden said this, so it has to be true. Trump says this, it has to be true. Let's break it down. Let's understand it. And crypto is one of those examples about people get extremely passionate. Now, in the last few days, I've had 2 quite in-depth conversations with people that are both very passionate about XRP. Sebastian was one, and Rod from Powell Group was the other. And when I said to Powell, Rod from Powell Group, who's great at charts, he's really good, very technical, very similar to what Sensei does, really, really great. However, he does have much greater targets. And where do the targets come from? Well, we've never been there in the past. A chart is supposed to be, well, we've done this in the past, so it might do this in the future. But the numbers that he's giving you are way, 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 way above where we've ever been at any point. Well, what to suggest? We're going to go there. And when I asked the question, what makes XRP so much better than everything else? Why is it going to be the technology that we land on when all the dust settles and we've settled down to the future of crypto and all the rest of it, which will be different than it is today? I wasn't given a compelling argument to convince me what the reason was. It was just opinion and emotion and feeling, and I like it. Well, it's why I said to people last night, why I went live, I said to everybody last night, walk away. My message last night was walk away from the trades yesterday with everyone dumping, taking money out of Bitcoin, taking money out of XRP to buy the Trump coin. Straight back up, straight go back down again. Don't use this as a dipping opportunity. People are going, oh, buy the dip. No, that we've already had a much lower dip. The asset has rallied. It's trimmed back, and I called it a crash because it was down over 20%, which is what termed as a crash. So yes, XRP crashed, but it's gone back to kind of still up more than it was before. You don't want to do anything until you know what's happening, and we'll know at 7 p.m. tonight. In a few hours from now, we will have a lot more information. The markets will open up, and you can make an informed decision. Now, if suddenly the market rallies and you go, oh my God, I've missed it. This stock's gone up, that stock's gone up, right? Well, if you were a real investor, you'd already be in when it was much lower, like I am. So I don't care if it goes up. If it goes up, I win. If it goes down, I win. People who always lose are the ones who emotionally chase it all the time. So, we've got to take emotion out of all of this. And I think, getting back to what I was saying there was with Trump, he evokes an emotion. And a lot of people are led by emotion, excitement, the drama. They're angry against the system. They're angry against the way the world works. And Trump comes along as some kind of savior and tells you, I'm going to fix everything. We're all going to be great. We're all going to be brilliant, the best ever. And that's it. Well, the reality is whatever political leader you are, whatever country you are, people have to start thinking we are a global community. We are planet Earth. America can't exist by itself. You are as rich as you are because you sell stuff to your enemies. So we don't want to make them too much of an enemy. We don't want to piss off China too much because we buy from them our iPhones. China make our iPhones. I can't see America suddenly making iPhones. It's American company, but we have a made in China. China buy our stuff. We buy their stuff. There's negotiations going on. And we have to get on with our neighbors, not just go sod everybody,
Definitely.
do what you like.
It's not always like one side. I don't think there is a chance that is one-sided, like, oh, okay, I'm America. I've got so many $1 million or whatever. And you go like, oh, I don't need them. But you do, because you basically create something as a product. Like, if I'm correct on that, because I don't know if it is fake, but I've seen a video, someone asking, how much do you think the iPhone costs to produce it?
Mm-hmm.
And people were throwing like numbers like out of nowhere. Like, I prefer to say like, I don't know, tell me, than to just throw random numbers. And if I'm remembering correctly, the last iPhone was sold like at 1,500 in here. So the production cost, it was around like $5. Now that wasn't in America, that was in China or Taiwan, or I don't remember. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm like, okay, so whatever product you are buying, you only pay for the name. You don't pay for the quality or something like that, because
I doubt very much, and I don't know, but I doubt very much, and I've read the balance sheet of Apple many times. I doubt very much whether it's $5 to produce an iPhone. The majority of the profits come from the services afterwards, the cloud, and there's loads of other services and so on and so forth. When they sell those phones to carriers, your T-Mobiles and all these people who then pass it on, there's money to be made in that stuff. And the App Store and digital content and licensing fees and lots of stuff. I mean, maybe it's $5, but I doubt it very much indeed, because it's actually quite expensive to produce the iPhone because of the actual minerals and things that are in there. And I'm not just on about the technology, but the actual products itself, the cobalt, the mercury, the lithium, this and that and the other. These are all expensive items. I doubt very much it's $5. But that'd be very interesting to actually find that out, and I'll find that out.
it would be like if you are producing it at $5 or even 100 or even 200.
Yeah.
If you're selling it at like another $1,000, let's say dollars, not pounds. That's a really good.
I mean,
profit.
I think I'm just guessing now, but when I last looked at the margin, which is the net margin after expenses, I think it was somewhere in the region of 80% for Apple. And remember, iPhones is not their only income. So I doubt very much if it was $5, there'd be thousands of percent margin. And they're not. They're 80% margin. So I don't think for a minute that's correct, whoever said that. But, a lot of people like to say stuff because it sells videos or sells stories or it sells press. Everyone's got an idea of and stuff like that. And I try to do everything I can to not do that, but to, tell people who are doing it that they're making it all up. I've been reporting that lots of YouTube channels, lots of websites are telling everybody, and they have paid trading programs, like you just talked about a minute ago, $250. We do it all for free. You get it for free as a member. Everything that we do is for free. People go, well, you're not. You charge $2.99 a month. Well, we have to have a membership to filter out the idiots, the trolls, the bots. We have to be able to fund the show. We can't make it any cheaper than that. But being a member provides you a list of benefits. We added the training to it. You didn't there's not a higher membership that includes that. That's free. So if anyone says, no, you charge membership, so people are paying for no, you're not. We give you a host of things for the membership. This is an additional thing, which is free, which we're always adding more and more things to it. But yeah, I mean, one particular YouTube channel I actually used in my video was saying that the market is going to surge tonight as soon as it opens, and gave all sorts of reasons. There's no evidence for that whatsoever. What I have said, and I've got my show advertised for later, this is what I've called it. I've called it extreme volatility. That doesn't nowhere does it say in there. Make sure that you've bought as much as you can, because you're all going to get rich at 7 o'clock tonight. What it says is there's going to be huge volatility. Now, really important this, because people think good news means the stock going up. Bad news means the stock going down. It doesn't always work that way. Sometimes if there's really good news and the business is going to do well, we've got something really great to celebrate, whether it be increased profits, new contracts, easing of tariffs, its margins are going to be increased. Stock can go down because those that can move it sell it to take profit, to buy it and do it again. Very often people do that.
I remember that. Sorry to interrupt you. I remember that in I think August, when Nvidia had its earnings.
Yes, exactly.
I've been watching you. I was
great
on holiday.
Earnings.
Absolutely. I was saying to my mom, like, it was 12 o'clock midnight or 2 o'clock in the morning. I can't remember exactly. And I was watching your video. I was like, dancing and everything. I love the songs and everything. And as soon as we provided the earnings, and they gained 3 billion, I think, more than what they expected, something like that, 2.7.
Top line, bottom line, all beat.
Yeah. So it started going down, and I'm like, okay, what is going on now? Like, they got the greatest earnings, and it goes down. And I put my mind in thought, and I'm like, what if they are doing that because they want to take the profit so far that they made, so it can go down and then they can reinvest again?
Yeah, exactly.
But that was a thought. I didn't know what to believe, like if my thought is correct, if my thought is wrong. So I didn't know, but it was great situation back then.
Yeah, absolutely. But you've got to look at it in two different ways. Are you a trader trying to catch the momentum of a stock, not the actual business? You're not buying a business at that point. If you're trading in and out, you're scalp trading, you're not buying a business. When you buy a business, you're saying, I believe that this company, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, can make money for me, the owner of the company. Right? Even though you only own a few shares and you don't count, right? You do. Think of it as you are the sole owner. When I buy shares of Coca-Cola, I tell Leah to go and buy more Coke because I'm making profit. She laughs, right? Of course I'm not, but I actually am. Just smaller thing, under a microscope. But it's true though. I see myself as an owner. That's when you buy a business, because you know it makes you money. And I go to bed at night. I get very, very excited about earnings, very, very excited about tonight when the market opens, because I want to know what my business is. My businesses, and I got 500 of them, 507 actually, the S&P, what they've done over the weekend. I want to read the news that iPhone have got a new deal and they've just increased their profits, yada, yada, yada. So when I've been sleeping or when I'm talking to you, my businesses are making me money. It's the same as buying anything. See, rather than me buying stuff, I don't buy stuff. I only buy what I need to run this show. I don't go out and buy stuff. I don't want stuff. I buy businesses because I want to buy things that can earn me money. Now, when I've got enough money in businesses earning enough money to self-propel itself, in other words, when it grows to the point that even if I take money out, I'm still going up, now I've got a completely free, independent financial system built for me, right? And my wife. Makes sense, right? If my businesses that I own are generating more profit than I am withdrawing, I'm still leaving a bit in that it's made. It's going to keep increasing and keep compounding, right? So for me, because I want to have a financial free life where I don't have to worry about money, I am spending my early years, which is not really early because I'm 55, but this is what I should have done 30 years ago, but I did other things, which is I don't regret doing. I'm trying to build a lifestyle that is efficient. No money's being wasted. I'm not spending any money. My mortgage is paid off. I don't have a car. My house runs for free. It's got solar panels. I built the studio. I paid for all this. I've done my credit scores. You've seen all of that. I'm paying minimum prices for everything. I'm very efficient. There's no leakage. There's no money going anywhere. And I'm buying businesses, not trading, buying businesses that are earning me money. And we're getting there now. It's starting to become enough. I could start, if I wanted to now, already, I could maybe sell one share of the S&P every month now. $500. I could just take out one share every month. I couldn't live on $500, but you get the idea though, right? And it still keeps going up without ever putting any more in. And that's the idea, is to get it to it's self-propelling itself. And then it runs itself, and then I can just take a bit off the top, just like, Jeff Bezos. He takes out, he can't spend as much as his is growing. His is going up faster if he buys a Ferrari every day. Well, that's how you want to live, right? So to do that, you want to own a business, not be a trader, because I am building a foundation that's getting deeper and deeper and deeper ingrained into the ground, because my original S&P now was a year ago. Oh, today actually, year today. So I could start selling now for minimum tax because it's now 12 months. January the 20th last year, 24, is the day when I sold everything for losses on purpose to reset my portfolio. So it's all a year old today. So I've got shares that I bought a year ago, which were like 35, 40% up. And someone said, well, why don't you take some profit there? Well, the difference is, unlike XRP or Binky Bonk, those businesses, I own them and they're making me money. That hasn't changed. And the rubbish businesses were dropped. There was a few this year that dropped out of the S&P, and Palantir and a few good ones came in. So without me doing anything, I've got rid of the rubbish, added the new stuff. I've got more of the good stuff. So why do I want to get rid of those businesses? Because they're still making me money and they're only a year old. They haven't had a chance to compound and compound and compound, reinvest dividends, own more and own more and own more. And also, by owning the ones at the bottom of the pile, the ones I bought the longest ago, remember, not time in, but time in the market, they're the ones that give me the strength to be able to borrow against them. Hence margin. Because if you're buying today and you're using margin today, you're buying at the top, adding to that the risk of margin, you're on a tightrope. But if you're Amazon and you're Microsoft and you're Google and you borrow money, people say, why do they borrow money? They could pay off their debts tomorrow, right? They've got all the money in the world. They borrow money because they make more money on the borrowed money than they would just by holding the cash. So they're always borrowing money, even though they don't need to, because their businesses are so well developed and their original shares of what they own and their original foundation is so deep and so much in the past, they can afford to have some risk, because to them it's no risk at all. Even though we should say responsibly, borrowing money is always risky, right? However, if my portfolio was $10 million, it would actually be less risky having $1 million of margin than it would have been having $100 of margin when my portfolio was only $100. A few years ago. See what I mean? So if I'm sitting here in 10 years' time and I've got $1 million of margin, my wife would have a heart attack, and I try to explain to her, actually, it doesn't matter. Don't worry about it. I've got 10 million in cash. It wouldn't matter. She'd go, I don't like it. $1 million in margin? Are you mental? So at some point you might want to trim it away. But if you are borrowing against your money, which is what smart people do, right? Or if you get to a certain age, when you're 80, and your final years of life. You don't want to give it to anybody. You're miserable. You're not going to, your kids aren't going to inherit it. You just want to live on it and spend it all yourself, cash it all in, pay the tax. It doesn't matter. Like my CPA and accountant told me, I have no problem with having $1 million tax bill because it means I got $4 million in my pocket. Like 20%, right? So obviously, it doesn't matter at that stage. But as we're building our portfolios, we want to be owning the businesses, holding them. And this is why I say to people that the S&P is such a great asset to own, because you have diversity, but you also have strength, because as the rubbish gets dropped off, there are people far smarter than you who know far more than you making those decisions going, this business here, we're firing it, and this business here, we're bringing it in. And you always have that built in. And that's why I think for most people, owning the S&P is without doubt the best thing you can do. And you can see that when I've shown you my gains, and the other day I think I was up 4,000 one day, and I was up 4,000 the next, like 4%, 4.5%. People are going, you can't make money only owning the S&P. Well, you can if you just wait and let it, you can if you just wait and let it grow. Not in 5 minutes you can't. If you buy the S&P today, right today, it more than likely will be down tomorrow because you just bought it in 5 minutes ago. But don't worry about that. Just buy some more tomorrow. Make sure you've always got a bit left over. But you're only going to probably be up 0.02, perhaps by the end of the week. But then the end of the month comes and the end of the year comes, and people are too impatient. And I've been there. I remember when I was younger, if you said to me anything that's going to take a week, I wouldn't be interested, because when I was younger, a week was a year, was 10 years. And as you get older, life speeds up. I don't know why that is. It just seems to be that way. And as you get older, you go, do you know what? I don't mind spending the next 5 years to build something. And that's why now it's all a mindset. I can sit here. I doubt if I could have even done it 4 years ago, actually. When I started this channel, I don't think I would have felt, I don't think I felt like I do today. Now I'm sitting here thinking, forget the $1 million I want to achieve. I'm looking for 10. Forget the 100,000 with that silver plaque on the wall, which I want to put up there. Let's go to 1 million. Well, to go to 1 million is another 3 years. That sounds too far. I can't sit here and focus the next 3 years. I can't focus on 3 years. You've just done 4. I'm coming up to my 4th anniversary of the show this summer, right? 4. You just got to do what you've done again, but a bit less, and you'll be at 1 million. Now I can focus on that. So investment's the same. If you can just train your mind to be patient and focus on you earning money and owning the stock, and own, as long as it's a good business, own the business, stay involved, stay in the game, and not lose any money. Because if you think about all the opportunities that you've had to pump and dump something that's gained you money, the chances are, if you're that kind of person, you gain 200% on that one, then you lost 200% on the next one, and people always forget to tell you about the losses. They'll come on the show and go, I bought Binky Bonk and made 1,000,000%. But I bet you 1,000,000 to 1, they've lost other ones equally as big. They've ended up the same. One of our dear friends here, MSK, famously lost huge amount of money, 30 grand, 40 grand, maybe more, on Fisker. And now he's making equally good money on XRP. But add the two together, is he any better off than me with the S&P? He probably is. But is he much? And if he is ahead of me, which he probably is, because there's been massive growth, but he had massive losses as well, he's got to sell, right? Like we said the other day, when's he going to sell? And when he does sell, 20% of that is gone in tax. I don't have to sell. That's the beautiful thing. And my shares are now 2 years old, 3 years old. And remember the compounding effect. Einstein even said it's one of the revolutions. It's incredible technology. It's an incredible thing. I wouldn't say it's a technology, but an incredible thing. And people dismiss it. because it's long term and it's boring and they haven't got patience. But that compounding effect is amazing. If you've got $100 and it makes 10%, at the end of the year, got 110. But you've now got 110 earning 10%. End of the second year, you got 10%, which was that 11 plus the 10. Anyway, I'm not going to do the maths. It starts to compound and compound, and not every 7 years you've doubled. Think about that, So it doesn't take that long, really, in the swing of things to as long as you've got patience and stay in the game.
I think that was my main mistake. Let's say I wanted to make money now. And I didn't realize it at that time. Thankfully, I only lost like a year and a half from this mistake. So I've learned after a year and a half. And I became greedy. And because I was investing into Tesla, Nvidia, AMD, like the big companies. Yeah, I would say like the 10 big companies. And I remember I bought Tesla when it was $102.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't have that thought of, okay, how much money can you put every month? Can you spare like $100? Can you spare like $200? Can you spare $300? So I didn't have that program in my life. So if I go back now for a year and a half, if I was spending $100 every month and only buying and waiting and waiting and waiting, I would have gained more money than I lost.
Oh, yeah.
But because I was greedy and not patient, I was just buying, selling, buying, selling, buying, selling. And I saw myself stressing. And I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah.
So thankfully, from your videos, I've learned that about I'm not investing, I'm trading right now. And that's a big mistake that you're doing. Because if you're investing, you can put money aside and then revisit in 5 years, 10 years. And I think that's the main issue that a lot of us, we used to have in the beginning. Like we wanted money now. We became greedy. We didn't have that patience. And if you gather all the evidence, you notice that, oh, hold on, I've lost more money than I gained.
Mm-hmm.
So thankfully right now, the program that I put is whatever money I can spare every month, I'm just going to keep adding. I'm not going to touch it, like keep adding.
It's all about timing, not timing. 95% of day traders lose money. How arrogant is it to think that you are better than 95%? And there's people really smart with all the technology, all the gadgets. People in Wall Street lose money. I don't think I'm the smartest person here. It's why I surround myself with a team. There's people here who know a lot more about everything than I do. I always say, what I don't know, I'll try and find out. Like you asked me earlier about H-bar. I don't know, but I'll find out and I'll provide you that information, whether it be through Sensei or myself after researching. But, you put on a lot of good points there, and I hope people are enjoying this conversation. It's a really good conversation that hopefully everyone can benefit from. But it's always remind ourselves that the stock market, and this is where Robinhood really are not really responsible, but they gave people the feeling that the stock market was a cash machine. The stock market, you could come in and get rich. You could buy a few things, sat on the toilet on Robinhood, and you could get rich in 5 minutes. And of course, that does happen. There are people who go, I know, we've had them on the show. There's people on the show going, I really believe this is great. I've watched it on YouTube. Someone told them somewhere, and they put all their money. They've used margin. That's what was happening yesterday. When XRP came down, there are ways to see this, and we've had a look. And a lot of people yesterday got liquidated. They were borrowing money. They were using brokerage's money. And remember, the brokerage never lose money. They were forcibly being liquidated. So they were borrowing money to buy buy XRP, over leveraging themselves, thinking this is the greatest thing in the world, and they've only got $100, so they leveraged themselves 10 times. They put $1,000 on, and when it went down a little bit because everyone was selling it to buy Trump's coin, they got liquidated. They lost all their money, which then makes it go down even faster because now everyone's being forced to sell. That's what happens. That's what happened with the carry trade. Do you remember the carry trade? Did you watch any of that at all?
No, not really.
Right.
I can't
That
remember.
last year, we had like a 4 or 5% drop on the S&P, and people were going, "Oh my God, it's the dot-com crash," and so on and so forth. What was happening was Japan had a very low interest rate, and people were borrowing money in Japan on brokerages to buy US stocks, and then all of a sudden, Japan's interest rate rocketed up. So all the overnight, the brokerages, anyone lending you money has the right to increase your interest, and your margin maintenance line moves on your borrowed money because the rates went up. And overnight, everyone was suddenly liquidated. Right?
All right.
Suddenly, everyone borrowing money to buy US stocks had to sell. They didn't have to sell if they'd had cash to pay it off, or they could put money in to raise themselves above the margin line, but they didn't. They were 10 times, 100 times in some cases, leverage. 100 times. So they had no option but to sell everything. Well, what happens when everyone sells? The market goes down.
Goes down, yeah.
All the people lose their money. I come along like Mr. Know-It-All, like I'm superior, and I go, "Thank you very much. I'll buy that." So that's what I did, because I already know what businesses I want to own, but they're now on sale, right? The businesses didn't suddenly overnight have bad earnings and do bad stuff. It's because people in Japan who borrowed money to buy US stocks had to sell all their shares overnight. The market went vroomf, and I went, "Thank you very much. I'll have all of that."
That's why you use not the expression, the sentence that in order to win, somebody else has to lose.
Always.
Right, I get it now. Okay.
Always.
Makes sense.
Every single time. It's a trading market. It trades. Someone has to give you something for something. That's what makes the stocks go up and down. It's got nothing to do with the performance of the company. Long term, it does. Long term, it does. Those that manage passively the S&P 500 say this company hasn't performed. It's fell below the criteria. Let's take it out of the S&P. This one's performing. It's ticking all the box in our strict criteria. Let's bring it in. Ultimately, performance, balance sheets, management, ultimately comes home to roost. You know, there's no free money here. There's free money for a few minutes in the swing of things, in the long term thing of things, right? And you'll pay the price for those mistakes at some point. But that's what happened. And so I just bought more. It wasn't clever. I wasn't the smartest man in the world. It was just obvious, like I used the example about buying toothpaste. I have to use toothpaste. I know what toothpaste I want. It cost me $4 or $5 a toothpaste. I got Sensodyne Repair, really expensive, good toothpaste. If that goes on sale on Amazon Prime Day and I can buy 4 or 5 tubes for 50% discount, that's real saving, and that's inflation beating, because I've now saved. Yeah, because next year when inflation goes up 3-4% and toothpaste has gone up 3-4%, I've actually got it 8% cheaper, because it went down, I don't know, 50%, and I didn't get the inflation. I won twice. And I take that money that I saved and I invest. So by paying attention to that's called macro condition. Macro condition is an external condition, nothing to do with the business, that's affected the stock price. Remember, the stock price is just the price that people are trading that share for at that moment of that business. It's not the measure of the business. Even though we talk about the market cap, that's the outstanding shares, add them all up, times the price per share, that gives you the market cap, the market capitalization of that business. Is that the value of the business? No. If you go to the bank and say, "Can I borrow some money against my business?" the bank manager doesn't go, "What's the market cap of your business?" "Oh, you're $1 trillion business. There's $1 trillion then, sir. Congratulations." He would say, "Show me your balance sheet." And you'd show the balance sheet. And
is it similar with the earnings, like the your price of the business, like the worth, the value? Is it kind of like the earnings?
The earnings, when we have an earnings, what we're effectively getting, we're getting a report which companies are legally obliged to provide, and sometimes when they don't, they get in trouble, like SMCI went down because they didn't report their earnings. They're legally, as part of the SEC regulations, the Security Economics Commission, they're supposed to report earnings. They're supposed to tell us about their businesses. Okay, they report to us the profit, the loss, the margin, the debt. Basically, it's a financial business meeting to tell us the state of their business, so we know what we're investing in, right? And when we talk about beating on earnings and missing on earnings and price per share, what we're actually talking about is this. Wall Street gives its analysis of what he thinks the business is going to achieve. In other words, what it's going to earn for the shareholder, price per share. So is it going to go up or down? So is the share price going to earn money or lose money based upon its performance? Sales, profits, whatever. So it predicts, and it says, I think that the price per share is going to go up 2 cents, say for example, and let's say it's a 4% increase, whatever. That's not the business saying that. That's Wall Street saying that. It gives us an indication of what Wall Street think. Now, if it beats on earnings, in other words, it earns more per share than Wall Street anticipated, that will be regarded as a beat on earnings, but not necessarily a beat on revenue, because there's revenue and then there's profits. You got gross profit, you got net profit. So before and after tax, before and after expenses. They're different metrics. But when we talk about beat, we mean it beat on earnings per share. But we also want to look at the revenue. Did it beat on earning? Did it beat on revenue? Is it earning more money? And then we want to know what the guidance is. Now, the guidance is more important than the earnings. Because you might have bad earnings, but Tim Cook says, we're not selling many iPhones, but guess what? We're bringing out a new, Tim Cook, CEO of Apple, we're bringing out a new iPhone next month, and we think it's going to be our best iPhone ever, and we predict billions and trillions of dollars more in profits because we found a way to make our iPhone cheaper, and Elon Musk has given us access to a new mine, and now we can mine these minerals cheaper, and it's great. That would be a good guidance. They're telling you they're expecting to do even better, right, in the future. That's what earnings is all about, right? So if we get a good earnings, it can sometimes go down. It can sometimes go up. There was a famous incident live on our show where we had, I was covering it live. I was covering the Amazon earnings. And seconds before the earnings report was released by the company, it was leaked. The report was leaked. And the stock went down 10%. Vumph. In a second. Like that. And it went right back up again. Vroom. 1 second later. It was 1 second, a 10% drop. I bought it. I set a stop loss. It's always worth doing if you are looking to buy more of individual stocks. I do the same thing with the S&P all the time. If you're wanting to buy momentum on an earnings, let's say you buy Amazon. You like Amazon, and you've looked at the balance sheet. It's doing well. It's doing good. I'm sharing you CEO interviews. I'm bringing you, stuff that tells you the business is doing well, right? So you're happy. You like Amazon. You like it. You see it doing well in the future. You're reading all the news. You're familiar with Amazon, and you think Amazon's going to do well, but you want to own more. So what you do is you watch the earnings call live, and you set a buy order, and you go, I'm going to buy one share if it drops 10%. Probably won't, but now and again it does. Because either the report is leaked. I mean, if you want to own more, why not have an order just sat there? Because if it triggers it, oh my God, I got 10%. You're happy as Larry, right? You just got another share at a reduced price. You're thrilled to bits, right? So if it gets leaked, which it did, what happens is the people that leaked it inside, they knew what they were doing. Is it illegal? Probably. Do they get away with it? Probably. That's not for us to judge. But the point is, somebody knew about it. They dumped a load of shares. It went down, and we picked it up. And they did it to just to buy back, and then it went straight back up again. So they made money.
As an opportunity.
an opportunity. So that presented me an opportunity. I bought some, and it went straight back up again. And I think I even trimmed it and sold it and took some profit at that time. That's when I was trading shares rather than owning businesses. So yeah, there's always that opportunity on earnings. Earnings always presents volatility. Now, sometimes a stock will go down, share price, even if it beat on earnings and beat on expectations, because it was so good, just like Nvidia, we knew we could sell it to buy it back. Because when you sell it and I sell it, contrary to what my trolls will say, I can't move the S&P 500, right? I don't have trillions of dollars invested, right? I can't. However, Wall Street can. And if they know the report was good and they dump a stock just to buy it back, everyone goes, why did the stock go down? Well, that's why. Because those that can move it, moved it.
They create an opportunity for others.
Exactly what we're watching right now with Trump going down and down. Look at it now, look, unbelievable now. Look at it, getting worse and worse and worse. In fact, it's off the screen. If I take my tickers away, look, see, it's even worse. It's going straight down the toilet. Now, at some point, all of a sudden, it will go up again because people will think that is a good asset, which it ain't. He doesn't produce anything. It's just a souvenir of the day, right? And even Melania and Donald said that. I've read some posts saying it's not a financial investment. It's just a bit of fun to celebrate our big day. However, people will think there's momentum, and maybe there is. Maybe you can buy it now and it flies back up again. But that is like going to a casino. If that's what you want to do, go to a casino. I don't want to do that because there's just as much chance as it going to zero as it is to go up. And I don't want to put 50-50 chance that I'm not going to have my pension in the future. Because I could take my $250,000 that I've got now and go, I'm going to buy $250,000 right now of official Trump. And if it goes up, I got $500,000 in seconds. But I haven't, because I've now got to sell it and pay 20% tax on that. So I haven't got all that money. And if I don't sell it and it goes down again, I feel sick. But it could equally go to zero. I cannot put my pension on the line because if I did that, I've gone from being an investor to a gambler. And as I said before, I don't like losing $5. I would rather work and do what I'm doing, enjoying what I'm doing, and get to my goal, 100% certainty, as opposed to putting it all on the line. And either I get my goal instantly or I lose it all instantly. And I'd rather work and get to my goal. Because not only that, I'll end up with more doing that as well. Because if I did that today and I won today, what would be the very next thing I would do? Do you think? I'd probably think I could do it again.
Oh, there is
because that's what gamblers do.
Right. Okay.
And I would do it again. And the next time, I probably wouldn't get as lucky. And now I've got zero. That's what people are doing today. That's what people are getting liquidated doing. That's why XRP and Bitcoin went down. They all borrowed and over-leveraged. When it went down, they got wiped out. Then they all bought this and then they all bought that. And you're running around just like headless chickens trying to find the best way forward. And ultimately, you've got nothing. So
I had one person, like yesterday when you did the live stream, I was at work. And I was watching it. And one of my colleagues basically turned and I said, I work in a technological company. And I'm kind of like a team leader, supervisor. So one person comes in and he goes like, what are you watching? I said to him, this is one brilliant guy that I found. I've been watching him for a year and I'm not going to lie. If you want to watch him, he's brilliant. He can easily get information. You can easily get knowledge. You're part of a group that is brilliant. Like I literally enjoy being on a live with you, having our conversation because money come and go. Relationships though stay. And what you learn from each other. And that's what I agreed on your last video because you were talking about it. And I'm like, he's right because money doesn't have any like value. It's just money. But through the relationships, by meeting in person, by doing the lives, by having conversations, you learn more than you can earn in money.
True.
Because money, we can use it, okay, to buy things, to buy a house, to buy a car, to pay our bills and stuff. But what's really matters is relationships, like conversations you can have.
Well, I'm glad you feel that way, because a lot of people who watch this show feel that way, and a lot of people here who don't actually invest money. They just watch for the entertainment, the joy, the friendship, the conversation. They're learning from what you and I are saying. Where this is unedited, unscripted. We're having a conversation. Everyone has a voice. We've got people in 69 countries, 14 languages. And it was really nice because the other day, Zach Zate told me this because he's been on holiday moving around the place. And he said, what I like about the show is wherever I go, it's the same show. It's not geographical. So in other words, it changes by location as TV does. He said, if you're going live, I can be in any corner of the world and we're having the same friends, the same conversations. And, that's it. That's what this show's about. So yeah, you can make money from investing. You can learn things. We bring you all these different sources of information, but also it's a company. We've got Jerry and Elba who are investors, but they use this as their lifeline to people. They come on the show and they can speak to anyone and people listen to them and their voices are important. And, anyone can ask me anything and they'll get an answer live on the show. So yeah, thank you for saying that. I appreciate that. But that's what this
honestly,
is about.
I never lie because I hate lying. Honestly, it's such a beautiful show that I've ever watched. And sharing opinions, sharing our knowledge, like I personally say every time that through whatever I've read, through the 8 years with investments and everything, I believe that my knowledge is 1%. Now, why am I saying that? Because by saying that to my mind, I allow people to not kind of develop me, because that is kind of like an expression of I'm taking advantage of others so I can develop or progress, but become better. I'll use this expression.
Yeah.
You become better by allowing people to actually allow them to have a conversation.
Yeah.
And that's what was happening in ancient Greece. We used to sit around having conversations and sharing our knowledge, sharing our experiences, opinions, everything. And right now, you kind of don't see it. Like, I only have one best friend, and that's it. Because I normally don't socialize easily. And
I get that. I'm the same, mate.
You've seen it, you've experienced it. You go for a coffee somewhere and everyone is with a phone. And I'm like, are we going for a coffee to discuss, or are we going for a coffee just because you want to be with someone, to not feel lonely or something? So most of the times I'm spending my time at home reading. And like Saturday, I've been hearing the radio that you have on the Martyn Lucas Investor Extra.
Yeah, I've seen you in there.
I was basically 24 hours and I really enjoyed it. I didn't realize that the time was passing by, and I've been hearing the same conversations and I was like, okay, I missed that part 3 hours ago, but now I didn't miss it because I was in.
Well, I appreciate that, and I noticed you doing that. So I popped in and to have a chat, and it's there so we can chat with each other 24 hours a day. And as you were talking to me then, I wanted to bring this up because you were talking about ancient Greece, and I think I've got it here to share with you. Look at this. I'm going to put it on the screen right now. You might find this interesting. I went to Greece. I've been to every country of the world, 195. So I've been every country of the world. And Greece is one of them. And this is how I often went around the world, doing all entertainment or working on ships. I went everywhere. Look, this is ancient. This is Olympia. This is the ancient stadium. And I ran round the ancient stadium, Olympia. I actually ran round it. And look, I'm actually running around the ancient Olympic Stadium. There it is. When they first did the first Olympics, that was the entrance to the stadium. And look at that, actually running around. This is the wonderful food of Greece. Oh dear, amazing. That's crossing the finishing line. Yeah, loved it. Having a little sleep there. There's a bit in a minute where I go to another. Well, there we go. I wonder if that'll play. There's no audio. But yeah, I'm just running over the finishing line. So there you go. Yes, wonderful country. And love the food there as well. Really great. Really great.
Beautiful country. But it's really bad that we had one of the most wonderful history. Like, I like the Egyptian history, the Chinese history, the Japanese history, which Japan is beautiful. It's one place that I want to manage to go.
Yeah.
Like, people are so respectful, so kind. And I was just amazed. I was like, is that a different planet? What is going on? Like, you don't see that hate or anger or anything like that. Like, their hospitality is amazing.
It's the only nation on earth, and it's recognised during every Olympics, to every World Cup football, where the Japanese will leave the stadiums, leave the dressing rooms, if they're the players, tidier than what it was when they get there. They always clean the stadiums. If Japan is playing Germany, say, in a football stadium, soccer or football, whichever you like, at the end of the game, the Japanese stay behind and clean the stadium. Amazing. And it's amazing because that goes right back to what we talked about at the very beginning of today's show. They were bombed. Hiroshima was wiped out to end the Second World War, and yet they're some of the most respectful people I've ever met. Amazing. You can't say anything bad about Japanese. I've been there several times. I love it. And the people are amazing. Yeah, fantastic. Alex, I'm going to have to end the show shortly. It's Bank Holiday Monday. It's been technically my day off, but people asked me to cover the inauguration. Sadly, we couldn't. We got cut off midstream due to copyright. It's okay. I'm just in YouTube jail for 3 months now. I've got a warning on me saying, don't do that again. But there you go. I tried my best to bring it. So then I came back and did this. But we're going to actually, it's for 3.5 hours from now, we're going to start. Never done this before, but we're going to start the opening bell for tomorrow as it goes early, because the markets open overnight early and they'll go live at 7 p.m. Central tonight in 4.5 hours. So the show's going to start. So on the chart on the screen there'll be live charts and so on and so forth. People can watch. I'll be going to bed and going to sleep throughout the night, but the studio will be lit and running throughout the night, so we can see the volatility. I do expect extreme volatility all over the place. If we go up, we all win. If we go down, it doesn't bother me because I've got baked in profits so far ahead. I'm not bothered. If we go down 10%, there's some bloody great flash crash, I will be up throughout the night buying the dips. I'll set limit orders to buy the S&P. Cannot see it happening. Do not think that. I do think Trump and XRP and Bitcoin and individual stocks will be all over the place. But the S&P, I don't think it will hardly move at all. It could rally because people could like it. There'll be businesses now. There'll be Tim Cook, CEO, from Apple and other Jensen Huang. They'll be looking at the statements from Trump. They'll be paying close attention. What are the tariffs? Are they coming out? Because all that will be out now. There'll be information coming out now, and we may get some movement. But in the morning we'll be live. We'll pick it up live, and we'll be able to spend the day together, sort of working way through it. But is there anything you'd like to say before I let you go, Alex?
It's been, again, I'm gonna say it. It's been absolutely my pleasure being with you on the live, sharing our opinions, talking about the whole day, what's going on. I really appreciate it. I honestly do. I felt bad actually that you got banned on the live stream that you were trying to provide us the Trump inauguration. Personally, I appreciate that you tried to do that for us, share everything that's going on. Hopefully, we'll have that channel back.
Well, the channel's still here. What do you mean?
The first channel, I think it was the main one, Martyn Lucas.
This is the main channel.
Oh, is it? Or is it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
We've not lost the channel. Oh, my God, that would have been terrible. If I'd lost my channel, that was my income gone. Oh, my God, no. What happened is, on this channel, Martyn Lucas Investor, the main channel. I was broadcasting, and it was my mistake because you can broadcast the news. However, if you don't interrupt it and it just goes all the time, right? So it's to prevent people just streaming other people's stuff and doing nothing, being lazy, right? Just broadcasting, the BBC or Sky News or whatever, and then just going off thinking that you can earn money from that. Obviously, you can't do that. Same as someone who was broadcasting me. But you are allowed to comment and pause and stop and come in and come out, because that's called fair use. You're adding engagement and conversation. That you're allowed to do that. That's fine. But because I kept it running, and I wasn't paying attention to. I've got lots of screen. I've got 14 screens in here, and I wasn't paying attention to one screen. One screen would have told me you're getting a warning, and because I didn't do anything, all I needed to do when I got the warning was come off it for a moment, make a comment, make a conversation, and go back. Unfortunately, I was leaving it running permanently to give the best stream, and I wasn't paying attention. It was my own mistake. I wasn't paying attention to the screen that was telling me you're getting warnings. If I'd have paid attention, I wouldn't have. The stream would not have been shut down, and everything wouldn't. It would have been fine. But I wasn't paying attention. It was my mistake. I knew what I was doing, but I wasn't pausing it enough, and I also wasn't paying attention to the warning screens, which were telling me, to be fair use, come off it for a minute. Commentate to it, rather than, because it's trying to protect people just running a stream and just going off and letting it go round and round for 24 hours, showing people's movies or whatever. You're stealing content. I can do what I do, but I wasn't paying attention. And now what's happened is, it ended the stream. YouTube have told me you have got a warning against you. I had to take a little training program, which I did. Took 15 minutes. To tell me how it works. I did that, and that means in 3 months the warning will come off my channel, and I'll be back to normal again. So for the next 3 months, I've got to behave myself, which I always do anyway. I just wasn't paying close attention. It hasn't impacted me in any way, other than that would have been a great stream to have shown, and it's lost now and everything else, whatever. But it's perfectly fine. It's good that YouTube have those processes in place. Otherwise, people could just stream my show on their channel. Yeah. 24 hours a day, never do any work, and get a free show, right? Well, it stops people from doing that. So that's all it is. And but we're okay, Alex. We're still good.
One thing that we learned.
Exactly. We learn from mistakes, and hopefully I won't make that mistake again. I'll be paying attention. If I am streaming content, news content from somewhere else, look at my warning screen and I can monitor it, and it won't happen again. But the main problem was I wasn't looking at the screen, but also I was letting it run continuously rather than breaking in between. So it's my own mistake. I deserve it, and now I've got to pay the penalty for 3 months. All right.
2 last things, if you allow me.
Please.
First is basically about the mugs.
Oh yeah.
Do the new mugs come in with your name and Sensei? That's
my signature signed into it, right? This mug has got my. This is so you've got several there. If you go on the shop, I'll put the link in the chat now. On the shop, you've got my large latte mug, which has got my logo and I've signed it, and then you've got my big coffee mug, my logo, I've signed it. Sensei's got the same, so he's got his logo. He's not doing the signature thing, but he's got this. He's got the big latte and the mug size, and then we've got t-shirts and other things as well. But and then we do have the XRP one. In fact, it just got delivered. I'll show you. Look at this. Look.
Is it?
Yeah, just came. Right, here we go. This has just arrived.
Let's see.
Seconds ago. So there is. Let's see. Look, you can see how much bigger it is. There's our original mug, and there is the new mug.
All right.
So it's a slightly different shade. We've done it in a sort of pastel color. It's kind of cool. I've signed it. So that's the regular mug, much bigger than the original. But we've also got this for XRP guys. Look, we've got a latte and a normal mug. This is the latte one. XRP to the moon. It's got Sensei's logo
really nice
on one side. It's got my logo on the other side.
Now you put me into thoughts. I might need 3 large ones. Yours, Sensei, and this one.
I know. That was the idea, you see. We'll be very clever and we'll make lots of great stuff. And it's like, oh my God, do I buy 3 mugs, 4 mugs, 10 mugs and 2 t-shirts? Yeah, that's financial advice. My financial advice of the day would be everyone buy 10 mugs each. I'll make $1 million and I'll buy more shares of the S&P. That's my financial advice for the day.
You know what we can do? Like, buy a lot of mugs.
Yeah.
And when it's Christmas gift or birthdays or anything, give them to that person. You gain a follower, maybe a subscription.
Everybody wins. Everybody
wins.
Very good. I like it. Very good. Alex, I've got to let you go. I've got to end the show shortly. Yep. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me tonight.
Pleasure. See you later on. Bye-bye for now.
See you later. Bye-bye.
There we go. Alex, what a great conversation that was. I love it. Okay, well, we need to wrap up the show. And before we go, we do want to mention our sponsors today. Without our sponsors, we, of course, would not be here. Let's have a little look. So let me mention our sponsors for the day. We have 4 sponsors now. We have Crafty Falcon. Every day, $99 a month to sponsor our channel. We don't take sponsorship from anyone that's not a viewer, a member of our family. There's Crafty Falcon. All he asks is that you go and subscribe to his channel. He's supporting us. We're supporting him. There we go. Crafty Falcon. There's a load of videos on tech, cars, and all kinds of stuff. Then we have CRC. CRC, please, these are also on our homepage of the channel. There you go, CRC. Again, ask the same thing. If you could just subscribe to their channel. They're just starting off. They've got 32 subscribers. Please do subscribe to them. They're supporting us. We're supporting them. And we are all here together. We have Powell Ponder. We have Powell Group. We have Rod here who supports our channel. He's one of our members as well. Let's have a look at this one. There is the link. If you want to follow Powell Group, he talks crypto, is a YouTube channel. And then lastly, but not least, we have Stacey Bailey, who is Savage Faith Creations. They have a whole range of merchandise, and they do t-shirts and hats and all kinds of stuff. Just so there's no confusion, this is not the Martyn Lucas shop. They do not do our logos and the things that we do, obviously. That would be a kind of crazy sponsor, right? But they do have their own range of products and items, and all of their information can be found here. There's the website you can go and check out, and also subscribe to their channel. And I will give you their link. This is Stacey, one of our members, and you can see her in the chat now telling you that they do a whole range of products and items as well. There you go. Thank you, Stacey. As you can see, the Trump coin is just going down to nothing when you think about it. I mean, it opened up and it's just collapsing off a cliff. So be very careful if you're buying this, if you're waiting for some sort of bottom or some support level or some magical moment that it all suddenly goes the other way. I wouldn't be buying that. I would say that is just complete and utter gambling. Now then, what we're going to do now is we have the event. Let me click off this. The poll, did you buy the Trump coin? 77% of you said no. 77% no. I'm very, very pleased that my members did not buy that, of course, because that would be absolute suicide. I want to also mention here, Midnight Bob. Midnight Bob. Midnight Bob. Did you got me a Savage Faith Creation shirt? There you go, Midnight Bob. Good stuff. There you go. One of our members here has been to Stacey's shop and bought himself a t-shirt. Lovely. Midnight Bob, did you go and see what I meant by the phrase Midnight Bob? Can you see now why, lovingly, respectfully, I call you Midnight Bob? He's a great character in The Boat That Rocked. I hope you had the chance to go and see it, and you'll understand now why I call you Midnight Bob, and I do. Yes! Yes, isn't that a great, great film? Isn't that a great, great film? And are you not Midnight Bob? I think you are. I absolutely think you are. I love it. And I bet you're proud of it too, because I bet you feel it's you, isn't it? It is you. It's great. Very cool dude. I love it. Anyway, the other night, Midnight Bob, otherwise known as Brian Bynum, gave me a super chat called Pirate. Yeah, it was called Pirate Radio in the States. Oh, was it? Ah, okay. Pirate Radio. That makes kind of sense. They changed the name. How can you change the name? How can you change the name of the movie? It was called Pirate Radio, isn't it? It's weird, isn't it? Anyway, I'll go and check that out because I want to watch it again, and I've not seen it yet. So anyway, this is I've not seen it again. I've watched it millions of times, but I want to see it again. Here is the link for the show for tonight. There we go. 3 times in the chat. What we're going to do is, this is the show for later. Now, I'm not going to be covering this all night long. Obviously, it's my night off. It's Sunday night. I'll be back in the morning. It's Monday night, but it's Sunday night. Makes sense? This is our bank holiday. The market is going to open in 3.5 hours. Expect extreme volatility live. I'm going to have the show like this. You will see my chart on the screen. You'll see what's going on, and on the screen it'll have the countdown for when the bell for when the show actually starts. But the purpose of this is to give everyone the chance to be in together, watching, monitoring, talking to each other, saying, Binky Bonk's going up, XRP's going down, and we can see how the market moves throughout the night. Even though I'm not going to be physically in the studio, I'm going to be sleeping, of course. It's going to be running, and you can all watch and be part of it throughout the evening. So tune in, because it's going to be an extremely volatile evening, and it really worths. It's really, I think it's really important to watch it. Look at the Trump coin now falling off a cliff. Falling off a cliff. I'm going to go because I need to go and have my dinner. XRP. What's that doing? Are people buying back? But of course, if they got liquidated, they can't, can they? That's going down as well. It tells me a lot of people borrowed money they can't afford on XRP. To buy XRP, they sold it. They got liquidated. They bought Trump coin, and what that means, and that tells me a few people now have all the money, and the majority of you lost all your money. That's what that shows me, and that's a great, great shame. But good news is 87% of our 87% of our members did not. No, 77% of our members did not buy the coin. So that is good news. I'm really, really pleased to hear that. Okay, let's wrap today's show up, and let's just tidy a few things up. We'll do onboarding again tomorrow. No onboarding tonight. We'll do that tomorrow. I'm just checking Discord. Nothing I need to mention there. If you also want, if you want to listen to Sensei doing charts on XRP, this is happening in the Extra channel. That's live right now, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I run different playlists. Right now I'm running XRP Ripple 24/7 watch and support. You can talk to fellow investors. Alex was saying earlier, that's where he is right now. So if you want the live feed, it's a restream of what we recorded earlier. Here's me in the studio now. Look, this is me sitting here now. But you're seeing all the technical charts on the screen, XRP, buy zones, sell zones. These are all live active charts and live different gauges and so on. You can be in there. That's the extra channel. I've given you a link for that. Let's see how many are watching right now. There's 135. How many likes did we get in the end? Let me refresh the screen. We got to this. MSK says, great show. Thank you very much. I hope you all enjoyed it. Watch out for extreme volatility later on. What did we get in the end? We got 157 likes. Pretty good. Thank you very much indeed, folks, for that. That is awesome. We got the default view. Yeah, if I go to... It's a new little thing now, theatre mode. Yeah, that's better. I like that. What did we do here? 60,000. Oh, there we go. 60,631. Thank you for supporting the show. We had 29,000 through. 4,300 people watched. Thank you so much indeed. 4,300. That's a great audience. Thank you very much indeed. Yeah, there you go. 4,322. Very good. Thank you very much indeed for that. I can now, I've covered all my sponsors. Let me close down. That's Sky News. We can keep you updated with that. That's a show for later. Okay, Trump keeps China wondering, will it be confrontation or concord? Okay, so we've got the... I haven't got time to cover it right now. Talking about... There's so much news. We could go on for hours, but I really need to get off. Otherwise, we're going to be live 24/7. I mean, that's what the extra channel's for. So I'm going to leave all of that there. If you wish to join us on the extra channel, you can. But I'm going to get off. Let me give you my final thoughts. Oh, have I sent everyone to the extra channel, the event for tonight? I don't think I have. So customization, redirect. That's the show tonight at 7 p.m. Save. Okay, we're now set. Let me give you my final thoughts as we wrap the stream up. Thank you ever so much for everyone being here. Let me read some of your comments. In fact, just before I go, because I've not been talking to everybody, I've been talking to Alex. I'm just going to go to members only mode just for a moment. So if you had a comment, a question, you feel that you've not been heard today, because I've been talking, I did a big interview with Alex. Please repeat your comment and question now. I will share it on the screen, and I will give everyone the opportunity to engage with me. If you felt that you've been watching the show all day and you've had lots of comments, questions, and you haven't got heard, now would be the time to repeat them, and I will happily read them out and put them on the screen. If no one comments in the next couple of moments, I'll end the stream and we'll be done. But I just want to make sure everyone has the chance to come back, comment. If they did feel they didn't get a comment or a question read out, now would be the opportunity for you to do that. So let me see if everybody wants to do that. If not, that's absolutely fine. Here we go. All right, it's our first one. Apologies, everyone. No, please don't apologize, Alex. Absolutely fine. No problem at all. We appreciate your engagement in the show today. Don't apologize for that. Okay, here's our first comments now coming in. Northern Tree Guy. Just want to say I'm thankful for all my internet friends and you, Martyn. Let's make money. Northern Tree Guy, you're very welcome. It's my absolute pleasure. It's the greatest job in the world. James 007. I like listening to the conversation with Alex. Alex is a good guy. So did I. That's why we kept it going. Oh my gosh, really? Donald Trump, no. You will not believe what he's about to do. Wow, this is a piece of history, folks. Wow, this is a piece of history. Look at this. Donald Trump is about to sign the executive orders 100 in a stadium in front of people. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Look at this. Donald Trump is signing the executive orders entertainment. Wow, wow, wow. Well, to be honest with you, I kind of like that. If I was the president, I would do that. If I was elected by people to do things, and then I would want to do it so that everyone could see me do it. I have no problem with this. This is open and transparent democracy. This is incredible. Martin, I totally agree with you on your Dave Ramsey views. Credit card. I'm so glad you called him out the other day. He was just rude and dismissing of his fan seeking advice. And by the way, that information now is not available anymore. Dave Ramsey complained about my video. I had to take his segments out. So those of you that saw that saw a piece of history. It's not there anymore. I had to take it out. Dave Ramsey did not want to be seen in that light. That tells you everything you need to know about Dave Ramsey. I love that. Midnight Bob. You can't choose your nickname. Martin got the World Piano Man. I got Midnight Bob. Better than Thick Kevin. I absolutely agree. Wow. Okay. I'm going to end this and make a video on this right at the end. Okay. Here we go. End. In fact, have I got time to do it? Yes. History. Okay. History. Okay. Let's do that right now. Here we go. I've got to go then. Trump. Donald Trump history, presidential history, history by any measure is about to be played out. And I have to say, to be completely honest, I would do exactly the same thing if I was the President of the United States or the Prime Minister of England. What is about to occur is this. This is a stadium celebrating Trump's inauguration. There is a stage set up, and on that stage is 100 executive orders that Donald Trump is not going to sign from inside the White House or the Oval Office. He's going to sign them on stage in front of his fans. Now, I have to say, this is very unusual, very controversial, but I have to say, a very decent thing to do, in my opinion. Is it theatrical? Is it dramatic? Yes, it is. Some people would say this is wrong. This shouldn't be happening. However, do you know what? I like it because the president or the prime minister or any leader was elected by you, the electorate, the citizens of the United States, and you asked him to do certain things, and he's going to do it right in front of you so you can see it's about to happen. Now, remember, I'm completely impartial. I am not a Democrat or a Republican. In fact, I'm a green card holder. I have, no say in the matter. I do not vote. I cannot vote. However, I have to say, if I was the president of the United States and I was given this power, I would probably want to do the same thing because I am also an entertainer. And I think also, more importantly than being an entertainer, you are being judged by your actions. It's all very well signing the executive orders in the Oval Office or in the White House, which would be documented, which would be reported on. However, the people put you there, and he wants to do it on stage in front of everyone. Is it theatrical? Is it entertainment? Is it over the top? Yeah, it is. But he's earned the right to do it, and everyone who worked hard to get him in office is seeing him doing it. Do you know what? I don't have a problem with that. It's not the usual, it's not normal, but there's nothing usual and normal about Donald Trump, is there? However, completely open, completely impartial, I actually think, do you know what? Fair enough. Congratulations. The people that wanted him to win have got what they wanted. They voted for him. They campaigned for him. They're going to get it. And now they're going to see him live on stage, sign all those documents and so on and so forth. 100 documents live on stage. I think it's very theatrical, very entertaining. But you know what? It shows you that he's there for the people. I've got to be honest, there's nothing wrong with that. And I'm showing you on the screen the official Trump coin only because people are paying attention to this right now, as we did warn everybody that this is not an investment at all. You should not be gambling on this. We're not gamblers here. We like to make investments, and just showing you that Melania and Trump, both of these coins, were told by people that this is not financial advice. This is not an investment opportunity. This is a souvenir. I'm not sure how much a souvenir of it is, though, if you didn't listen to that and you bought it all the way at the top, and now you're pretty much guaranteed never to get your money out. I don't know. I would not be buying that, so be very careful. We'll go back to the main stock market that hasn't opened yet. There is the table. I'll show you now. Look, it's on the screen right now. There is the table on that stage. You can see in the center of the screen right there, there's a table with executive orders piled up on it. There's 100 that are going to be signed live in front of a cheering audience. I got to be honest, I wouldn't mind doing it. All my fans are going to be cheering and tell me how great I am. It's an incredible moment. That's happening live right now. I'm not going to cover the entire event because I've been going live all day covering the inauguration. I'm going to leave it like that just to show you. We could be moments away. Oh, there we go. Here we go. It's panning up to the table. Let's see if Trump has entered the building yet.
Anna Kelly, who's made a statement about...
Nothing yet. That's the table. That's where it's going to happen. Donald Trump's going to sit there and sign all of those. He's going to make a statement and so on. This could go on for hours. So we're not going to cover it all, but I thought it was just right and proper to cover a piece of history. What you're about to see is the President of the United States, in an entertaining, theatrical way, to music and fireworks and cheers and applause, enter a stadium and on stage sign political, presidential, executive orders. It's unusual, but you know what? He's entitled to his to do it any way he wants. I think it's quite entertaining. And it's showing the world that you mean what you say what you do. I live by the same philosophies. So there we go. What a day it's been. I hope you enjoyed this live presentation. I've been live all day. I'm going to end right now. Click above my head for all the links down below in the description. Over here, I shall put our event. We're going live tonight. I'm not going to be here in person. The studio is going to be running throughout the night because the stocks are going to be moving violently. We are expecting a lot of volatility throughout the evening. So please do join us for that. I'll show you on the screen what we're going to get. This is the event. I'm just zooming into it. Please bear with me. Here we go. This is it. This is live volatility. This is tonight. You cannot afford to miss this. This is the event for this evening. And tune in live to this event. There you go. That's it. Thanks for tuning in. Bit of history above my head, down below in the description. Right here is the event. 7 p.m. Central, which is 4 hours from now. It goes live. Join me throughout the night. Watch the stocks go up and down like a flipping yo-yo. And down here, I'll put something else that you might enjoy. And until next time, as always, take care of yourselves and each other. Okay, guys, that will go out as its own video later on. I'm out of here. Thank you for tuning in. I've got to go. I've been going all day. What a moment that is. Now I'll put on the screen your comments. I promised I would. Here we go. Get to the chopper. MSK. Excellent show. Thanks, Namisha. More to come. When Biden was getting in the helicopter early on the event, the first thing that came into my mind was get to the chopper. Well done, husband. I'm pretty sure I was doing deep in overdraft at that age. Aha, yes, indeed. Let's have a look. Apologies. No, do not apologize. I like listening to the conversation. It was great. Starmer's a granny harmer meant UK pensioners. Oh, I understand now what you mean. I'm so glad you came back and explained that. I totally agree with your Dave Ramsey video. Thank you much indeed. It was a bit of history. It's not there anymore. The video has been cut to pieces. You can't choose your nickname. Oh, I love that. Trump is showing that he's very serious. I love it, said Namisha. Oh, wow, Dave is such a coward. Yes, indeed, it was all taken away. Thank you for one of the best investment streams. I've learned so much, and you've made investing both interesting and fun. I really appreciate that. Means the world to me, actually. Trump promised he will act immediately and proving it for all to see. I appreciate it and glad to be here in this family. Alex, legend for signing everything now. I agree. I mean, it's what you voted for. You're getting what you voted for. Trump is president now. No time to waste. Would love to see more joining live conversation. Thank you very much, MSK. I will join you if I can next time, bro. Just been busy lately, usually multitasking. Totally understand. Looking forward to hear from you and have a conversation. Midnight Bob, I loved your comment. Something for the sort of I have 1% of my knowledge. I so much agree with constant learning. Totally agree. Alex, love it. Midnight Bob, I love the fact he's now Midnight Bob, don't you? Much appreciated and glad to hear. As I said, I only tell the truth. There it is. That's it from me. Thank you ever so much. I've got to go. Go to the stream for tonight. That's it from me. Take care of yourselves and each other.